Pledge of Allegiance. Pursuant to Governor Pritzker's Executive Order 2027-07, COVID-19 Executive Order number 5, which suspends the requirement of the Illinois Open Meetings Act requiring in-person attendance by members of a public body during the duration of the gubernatorial disaster proclamation. The members of the village board will not be physically present for the designated board meeting, but will instead be participating in the meeting through audio access using a virtual meeting platform. Public comments may be submitted in advance of the meeting to Village Clerk D. Jones at Jones, Jones, at university-park-il.com, or by text message to the Village Clerk at 708-473-6201. All comments must be received by 5 p.m. the day before the meeting. In order to give proper consideration to all items on this agenda, the mayor will limit participants in a debate and will close off protracted, repetitive, irreverent, or abusive remarks. Public comments will be limited to a total of 30 minutes. Let's do our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thanks, everybody. General public comment, Madam Clerk.
Yes, sir. I did receive 2 comments for tonight's meeting. The first one is from Vivian Covington. Her comment was received at 4:27 p.m. November 9th. She has a question to the board. When will the fire department assist in performing inspections? They were getting tablets to assist. What is the starting date?
Okay, next question, Madam Clerk.
The next question is from Deborah J. Stroud, received 4:47 p.m. November 9th, 2020. And her title is October 2020 in University Park. I did send these comments to all of you. Hope you received them. Okay, her comment. As a resident, I enjoy attending any positive and constructive events in the community, as well as volunteering to assist with those events. Therefore, it gives me pleasure to provide this recap of events held during the month of October 2020 in University Park. 1, on October 1st, Trustee Jenkins Bell spearheaded a pop-up food pantry at Regal Farm, which distributed over 800 boxes of food to University Park residents and those from other communities. On October 4th, village officials held a town hall meeting, which included other local and state officials, GSU President Dr. Cheryl Green, and the Reverend Jesse Jackson. On October 9th, Director of Community Relations Keely Childress held a paint and mulch event at Palmer Park. On October 11th, Reverend Williams from First Baptist Church in University Park held another pull-up park and praise service in its church parking lot. On October 13th, Director of Community Relations Keely Childress coordinated a ribbon cutting ceremony at Palmer Park. During the ceremony, village officials presented to Industrial Parks Foods for an award for the $2,500 donation they gave to the village for the upgrade at Palmer Park. On October 17th, again, Trustee Jenkins Bell spearheaded another pop-up food pantry at Regal Farm. Of the attendants that day were winners of various levels of beauty pageants. On October 19th, in partnership with the Kankakee donation, name unavailable, the village distributed 90 cases of 24 bottles of water to village residents. On October 30th, Trustee Jenkins Bell hosted a Fright Night Fest at Regal Farm. Faith-based youth from Family Christian Center enthused our community youth ranging from 18 to 14 years of age, exciting them with live and scary costumed creatures. On October 31st, Village Clerk D. Jones coordinated, in partnership with Family Christian Center, a donation of 1,200 boxes of food that was distributed to village residents and those from other communities. On October 31st, the Mayor's Office of Special Events held a trunk of treat event along with a drive-in movie. Since these events were advertised and held in compliance of COVID-19 restriction mandates, I believe kudos should be given to all volunteers of this community, whether they were behind the scenes, known or unknown. I do apologize if I failed to mention an event or person. Because of these events occurring, a resident, a person, a family, someone employed or unemployed were able to receive the much needed help of food. Parents and children had a break from the stresses related to e-learning. And many of us who have been unable to attend a brick and mortar house of worship had an awesome parking lot sermon, which truly fed our souls. Someone was given an opportunity to enjoy entertainment away from the home instead of possibly being a shut-in alone at home. Youth were able to use their talents to upgrade a dedicated park. Even though it's not everything we want or everything we need during the month of October 2020, we have had some things in University Park that made some sort of differences for some of us. God has put in my heart to share what I have written about COVID-19. It has created misery and losses of loved ones for families of almost 240,000 people, as numbers are steadily climbing upward. It has overworked and overburdened many essential workers. I have experienced firsthand loss due to the COVID myself. Therefore, as residents of our community, as we look ahead to the continuing months of the unknown that COVID-19 will bring, I ask that we, as residents of our community, look towards helping each other when, where, and however we can. When outdoors, wear masks and practice social distancing. I ask most of all that we remind ourselves that we are not in that 240,000 count of people. Because of the grace and mercy that we receive from God, which is priceless. Stay safe, and stay prayed up. Thanks for listening. Deborah J. Stroud. That's the end of the comments. Mr. Mayor.
Yes, Madam Clerk, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Could I respond or make a comment, Ms. Strauss?
Yes, absolutely.
I think it is simply fantastic uh, that she took the time to share this. And I would like to say on the treat no trick Halloween day, I was simply the conduit. This was truly a team effort, and I applaud all of our board members, our mayors, our trustees, our manager, staff, volunteers from the Mose Committee, other community volunteers, and our young people. And we could not have done this without the fantastic work of our Public Works Department. Thanks to our police department for providing us the security in the parking lots and in and out, and to everybody. And my two key people, Keely Childress, Deborah J. Stroud, together they said, we can do this on short notice. And I can't forget Neva, Claudia, they put it in the media. Other residents put it in the media. And we got rid of the 1,200 boxes of food.
Yes, we did.
And, we sometimes complain, but we should be oh so grateful, because to witness people lining up at 7:30 in the morning to get food that was advertised for 10 o'clock, it shows that there is a need. And I would just like to say we could not have done it without the teamwork. Coach Tutu wasn't there, but he sent his family. And to see them swinging those boxes like they were basketballs, it was like, oh, that's what young people are for.
Yes,
But
indeed.
I would just like to say thanks, and thanks to the church for hooking me up so that we could do this. I think Merritt got in his exercise for 2 or 3 days that day. So thanks again. And I always say teamwork makes the dream work. And we are a community that's a team, where in the word team, we all know there's no I. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you.
Mayor,
Yes, Madam Mayor.
I need to respond to the inspection. When will the fire department start inspecting?
Yes.
Since I've been there, the fire department has been involved in the inspection process, and that's one of the things that I wanted to make sure that would take place. So between code enforcement and the fire department, they're basically involved with the inspections prior to occupancy. One in particular is the church immediately west of the village hall. They have been very actively involved with that because the church came in. They did a lot of rehab, but because of the nature and the expected occupancy of the church, the fire department as well as code enforcement has been very actively involved. So to say that they have not been is a misnomer. They have been involved, and I wanted to just make that correction.
Okay, Mayor, can I be recognized?
Trustee McMullen? Yes, sir.
I would like to piggyback off of Madam Clerk because I was just so honored to work alongside of everybody who participated Saturday in that food giveaway. It was so many people that assisted us and who stood in line so long for the 1,200 packages of food, boxes of food that was delivered in that semi-trailer truck. It was absolutely fabulous. And although Donzel was a trustee Donzel Martin was not there. His family was there passing out. And I talked to them. They were passing out stuff really. They were passing out. They were young. See, they were young. They can do it.
Man, youth makes a big difference.
You
They
did.
can do it. It was pretty heavy because I opened up one of those boxes and they had gallons of milk too. It was pretty heavy. Everybody who gave their time and their effort, I really applaud them. And Trustee Brooks, it would have wreaked havoc on your back because those boxes were heavy. And we did get our workout done that day because I worked alongside the mayor and this other gentleman that's a retired sheriff person, but he was throwing them in the back of the cars like it was nothing. But you know, everybody, I just feel so proud that this guy stayed on the road all morning from St. Louis to get to us and to have everybody lined up. The communication was absolutely fabulous because we had people, I saw people from different villages at our food giveaway, different villages. So where did that come from? I don't know, but Neva, you did a wonderful job in getting the word out. I'm pretty sure if I missed anybody, please forgive me, blame it on my head and not on my heart. But I'm telling you, all that we did, I'm telling you, it was very nice for the community. It builds camaraderie for the residents of University Park, and we needed it. Not only University Park, but the south suburbs needed it. And they were lined up, and that's a testament to our village. They were lined up early in the morning, 7:30 in the morning for food given out. Boy, that was wonderful. That was a wonderful thing. And I was just appreciative to witness this effort, this gargantuan effort of the village trustees and the village officials giving out the food, because those are heavy boxes. I'm not a weakling by any stretch of the imagination, but they were heavy. They were heavy.
They were.
You know, I thank you, everybody, for working out that Saturday.
Well,
You're welcome.
Thanks again. It is very rewarding when we can fulfill the need or fill the void for people. Absolutely. All right. Anybody else have any comments or anything? No. All right. Well, let's move on to the presentations and our discussion title agenda. Item 5A1 is Representative Donna Miller here.
Yes, sir. On her way in.
Okay. We'll have a few minutes of words from our.
Wait, point of order, Mayor. What you got two agendas? Which one we're doing?
We're on the Kyle meeting right now, Trustee.
Okay, so
I'm sorry.
this one we're striking that one.
No.
The E1, the E1A.
The special meeting.
No,
Because
You're gonna do that.
we're on the Kyle right now. Yeah.
So what we do with this one? I'm lost. I got two of them that set with the same time.
Okay. We're
Well,
gonna.
we're doing the cow
You-
first.
You're
We're
gonna,
doing
yeah.
the count first.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, just checking.
Okay.
Donna Miller is here. I'm working on her audio. If you can hear me, Miss Miller, could you unmute your device? There we go. There
Yep.
it is.
I'm here. Hi.
Hi. Good evening.
How you doing?
Commissioner, how are you?
Good evening.
Good. It's your show.
Oh, great. Well, thank you so much, Mayor and trustees, for allowing me to come to this meeting. Hello, everyone. I don't
Hi
know
there.
everyone on board right now, but it's great to see you virtually. And in these times, this is really the best way for us to be right now. So I just wanted to come on today to talk about the award that University Park received from Cook County. And it's important that I come out to all the village board meetings to discuss what's going on at the county, but this is specifically to focus on the $150,000 award to conduct the Stager Road Improvement Plan. And that's to advance a clear design vision for the road and its role in the village's internal road network. So as you know, this money comes from the Invest in Cook program, and you were awarded $150,000. This plan will make Stager Road more functional for freight, residential, and multimodal uses, as you know what's coming down the road as far as that goes as well.
Yes.
And University Park is experiencing significant industrial development and on its and near its access nodes to Interstate 57, creating a pressing near-term need to better understand how the village's internal road network functions. Specifically, this area is immediately adjacent to the Stager Road and is undergoing substantial development activity with the $1.1 million square foot project Condor set to break ground in April 2020. It probably has been delayed a little bit at the Stager Road and Central Avenue. Within the next 2 years, another $1 million square feet of development is planned on the opposite site of the same intersection. And these transportation, distribution, and logistics projects will employ more than 2,000 people. Project Condor alone will bring up to 1,100 new employees. And when the literally hundreds of adjacent industrial zone acres in the area are factored in across both Cook and Will counties, the immediate need to plan for Stager Road's future is apparent. So I'm so glad that you have been following and on top of this since the very beginning. I also want to congratulate and say thank you to Cook County Board President Tony Pretwinkle, as well as John Yonan, who is our Department of Transportation chairperson. He's our Director of Department of Transportation. He's on top of all of these projects. So it's my pleasure to come out to your meeting just to say that this award is in the works. You've probably already heard of it. And just to know what's going on in the area. And I always like to say also about the inclusivity of all of Cook County. I know that you're half Cook County and half Will County, but it's important that we link everything together for the betterment of what's going on in our entire region. So thank you so much for allowing me to be here, and keep up the great work.
Mr. Miller, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for all of the support you're giving us over there on our other side. Thank you so much.
Appreciate.
Thank you,
My
Doug.
pleasure.
Very much.
Thank
Anybody
you
have any
all.
for the commissioner?
Yes.
No, I was just saying if anyone had any questions for you.
Thank you for your hard work, Donna. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think
My
you're doing a
pleasure.
fantastic job.
Thank you so much. And I know I always say University Park, I claim it. So even though it's not all Cook County, you're still in Cook County to me. Enough of you is in Cook County that it matters to me.
That's right.
Well, thank you so much, Commissioner. Look forward to talking with you soon.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor. Take care,
You're
trustees,
welcome.
and everybody
Thank
else. Take care.
Bye.
See you
Okay.
later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, next we're going to scratch Rainbow pushing to be Attorney Nina Fain. Is Attorney Nina Fain in?
Yep.
Yes, sir, I am.
Good evening, Attorney Fain. How are you? This is in reference to aqua water.
Good evening, everyone. How is
evening.
everybody on this rainy night? Major
Great.
storm.
Yeah.
Major storm. Well, let's see. Ms. Neva, are you around there? I'm going to ask her to assist me, but I want to get started. I know time is at a premium. All right. Very good. Bear with me here as I get my screen up as well.
I need to get mine up as well. 1 second.
No, that's all right. I have a couple of preparatory remarks
Okay.
as we work together. This is the first time Ms. Neva and I have worked our technology in tandem. But I want to say thank you, Mayor, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor to be here tonight. I've had the pleasure of meeting and hearing many of you at a recent town hall meeting. I am Nina Fain, And I'm here tonight to present my credentials for a role as project manager to help resolve the unfair treatment resulting from the commercial operations and policies of Aqua Illinois. And although there are no guarantees if you select me to join your team, my goal would be twofold. One, to help develop a solution to stop the negative environmental consequences caused by the water delivery that's devastating the community, and to have Aqua pay for the damages that are emerging due to the economic impact of its water delivery to the community residents and some of its businesses. I understand that I have about 10 minutes to present some credentials. So as they say in the movie business, let us cut to the chase.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Neva, we're ready. I'm looking at a different screen. Okay, am I up on your screen?
Almost. We're gonna let them tell us if they can see it. Just 1 second.
Okay,
We can
very
see it.
good.
Oh.
This is a new Zoom world order. Okay, all right.
Okay, can everybody see the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, you're ready, Miss Nina.
Thank you, thank you. All right, my statement of qualifications are as follows. My academic title is Nina Fain, BS, MS, JD, ESQ, and I'm the winner of the 2020 Earl B. Dickerson Award that was given by the Chicago Bar Association, as it is done annually, for a Black lawyer who has performed in an excellent way in their profession. Also, my academic background is that I hold a Juris Doctor from a top 50 law school, the University of Illinois College of Law at Urbana-Champaign,
Oh, is this Coach?
as well as a Bachelor of Science in Education and a Master of Science in Education Administration from NIU. Finally, I was a Leadership America Fellow at a top 25 Graduate School of Business Management at the Institute for Corporate Governance at the University of Texas at Dallas. And my specialization, among other things, is corporate strategy. I have a long professional resume, but for our purposes tonight, I am a partner alumna of Holland & Knight LLP, which is an Am Law 100 law firm. You say, what does that mean? Who cares? So what? It means that, in fact, it is one of the top 100 law firms in the country. As a partner, I was a state and local government group member, and I represented a major United Kingdom, UK-based international oil company. I reported to the regional engineer for 10 states. And let me repeat, the regional engineer, not the general counsel. As such, I worked with civil, structural, chemical, and mechanical engineers. So that brings us to the point as to why we are here tonight. Aqua Illinois is one of many companies that is viewed as being in violation of environmental laws as it relates to a community, and the field of environmental justice is even covered by US law. And under US law, environmental justice is defined as the fair treatment of all people, regardless of race, color, or income, with respect to the development, the implementation, and the enforcement of environmental laws. Now, what does fair treatment mean? It means that no group of people should bear a disproportionate share of the negative environmental consequences resulting from any industrial, governmental, and commercial operations or policies. But we've seen different policies in action in places like East Chicago, Crestwood, Flint, Michigan, and more. So as it relates to University Park and environmental justice, what is Aqua Illinois' corporate strategy to eradicate the environmental injustice that is occurring? Well, we don't know for certain because we are not on its board of directors. However, I wanted to share with you tonight what I know, based on my background and experience, most corporations, most corporate operations want to achieve. They want to make profits by any means necessary. And that's ironic because the quote, "by any means necessary," is from Malcolm X. And now that philosophy is being used against minority communities by companies that seek to profit from the sales of questionable products and commodities. And how do they do it? It's simple. Miss Neva, we want to go to the second screen and we'll talk about strategies here. Tell me when you're ready.
You're good to go?
Thank you. Companies employ any corporate means to secure their profits by misdirecting and distracting the community and its leadership with schemes right out of a playbook of ancient military strategies used by the Romans, the armies of Troy, the Chinese General Sun Tzu, and the British. So let's talk about some of those strategies and see if any of them sound familiar to you as you interact with Aqua. First, let's talk about let's confuse them with civilization strategy. In the classic film, King Solomon's Mines, when the British were surrounded by African warriors and outnumbered, when the angry warriors had had enough of the British looting the riches and diamonds of their country, the British soldiers, in fear of the African warriors, asked their general, "What do we do now?" And he arrogantly replied, "Oh, don't worry, we'll confuse them with our civilization." In other words, we will win because they do not know what they are doing. Then there is the corporate strategy of the Trojan horse. Companies hire people who look like the community that is being harmed and send them in with no authority, but only to be a liaison to work out a solution. The company then finds out what the community is thinking so it can prepare for litigation as it buys time. The company expends no real revenue and relies on the fact that minority communities are operating. Time lapses, but no solutions are found, damages mount, and risk increases. Then there is the divide and conquer strategy. Once the company sees that community leadership may not be totally unified, it begins to turn leaders on each other so that while folks are finger pointing, the company continues to make money, deriving new schemes for charges and the like. The community is still being damaged, but the company does not have to report to its shareholders that there is any trouble in paradise. Shareholders, knowing that fact, would sell their stock, which would lower the price, reduce possible sales or merger opportunities. So companies can't do that. They want to grow and they want to make more money. And then there is the red herring strategy. Using business psychology and business sociology, the science of behavior of people to whom you want to sell something, the company appears with peace offerings like the British brought to the Indians. Companies have learned that you can placate underserved communities with trinkets. We, you say, University Park, we are not some poor urban ghetto, but in the minds of companies, all minority communities are the same. We know how that kind of works out. Junk and trinkets. So they offer small cash payments, menial jobs, and appeal to the egos of some misguided souls, promising them a future with the company or recognition of some sort, the restoration of power, or great rewards if they get them to think that the company is helping them by giving valueless short-term benefits. It's an age-old story. And remember, the company is still not committing any of its substantial profits and making no commitment to meaningful change. Creating this red herring strategy of, see, I'm a good guy because I'm giving you something, so you will not see that I'm not giving you anything at all, is standard in the corporate playbook on the environmental justice pages. Then last but not least is the let's appeal to their egos, play on their ignorance strategy. Companies often make community members feel important by involving them in misdirection and distraction, monitoring things like litigation brought by other governmental bodies who represent not the community, but state or federal government. And that's also part of a different version of the red herring strategy. It works best if chief litigators are people of color, give an unwarranted sense of trust to the community as the damage wears on and the risk to the real people, the constituents, who are the resident stakeholders, mounts every day. Are you insulted yet? You should be, because this is what companies like Aqua do in the world of environmental justice. They get in and run the table to win at all costs. Remember, they need to win by any means necessary. Companies play people. They conduct espionage, promote agitators, phonily flatter people. It's what they do to keep the community's eyes off of the prize of the companies paying for the damages they cause to the people to whom they sell poison products. So if we can work together and you will hire me to be the project manager for the Aqua Illinois project, the next steps are to pull the trigger and get the job done. You have given Aqua reasonable time to mitigate damages, and courts will see that the community has been reasonable in trying to work out solutions, but that the problem remains unresolved. And governmental agencies that do not represent your interests are not moving any solution or payments to the community. I would suggest that between November 15th and January 15th, that we review, evaluate the facts and circumstances of this matter and establish what we believe is a clear path forward. Plugging informational leaks and developing a clear, granular litigation or alternative resolution dispute strategy so that in that time frame, we'll be able to define the issues and sort out who's with us and who is not, so that if litigation is authorized by you, you can get Aqua Illinois to stop the damage and pay for what is happening due to their operational policies and decisions. And most importantly, to pay for what may arise in the future for the children of the community and others. So I hope I'm able to join your team, and I thank you for your time.
So,
That's
so
it.
Mrs. Attorney Fain, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Correct me if I'm hearing you correctly. So basically what you're saying, doing anything at the state level isn't going to produce the things that are necessary for the community. And is that what I'm hearing?
What you're hearing is that for example, the Attorney General will put forth their own case representing the state, representing the EPA. But at the end of the day, the question is, do they have a path forward to get the kind of damages for the community, for University Park, that you may want? Also create a forward-looking future plan, trust, foundation, anything like that that the residents will need in the years ahead. So they will do their own thing, if you will, but the question is, how does each of the trustees, village manager, you manage your own risk? Because when people in the community begin to move forward with suits, they're going to be suing all of you. They won't be suing the Attorney General.
Thanks.
So,
Well,
yeah.
So
Trustee,
I'm gonna,
I'm sorry, could you break that down? How they gonna be suing us when Aqua is the one that is caused this problem, not the board?
well, that would be your defense, but the plaintiffs that will come forward will say that the trustees knew, they were aware, and they didn't do what they might have done to stop Aqua.
Oh, we.
You know, Mayor, can I be recognized?
Trustee, yes.
at this point in time, you and Trustee Brooks are on the phone with them every week, along with along with Representative Patrick Joyce, and so on and so forth. Those are not bringing us any closer to any resolution, although you are trying your hardest to bring about a solution for the community. But I think we need to lower you up, if you will, so we can fight this entity called Aqua Water, to let them know that we are trying to do the best we can to bring about a resolution in this problem. We don't want to get it as far as Flint, Michigan or anything like that, but I'm just saying we should be able to hire our own lawyer to do the job necessary.
Mhm. Trustee Brooks, go ahead.
You knew it was coming. Thank you, Mayor. Trustee McMullen, you are correct. In fact, this is a discussion that the mayor, myself, and the village manager has long had of what we were going to do. I think when the mayor asked Ms. Fain, or actually, I believe Trustee, I had you all were freezing up for a second, so if I was popping off and on, that was why. So I kind of missed the question, but I heard Trustee Williams say, "Is that possible?" in reference to the board. Yes, we were talking about this long ago of trying to handle a lawsuit along the line of the trustees suing Aqua Water for things that has happened. I can tell you, Trustee McMullen, that we are very aware now. We are aware now of the status only because we had to get the attorney generals in. But Ms. Fain is correct. At the end of the day, there won't be any compensation to us. In fact, it's strange she said this because we just had this conversation with the Attorney General's office like 2 weeks ago. I asked them, and I think we were on the phone for an hour, Mayor and Village Manager. I said, please explain to me, what is the purpose of you at this point of suing? Because the mayor was asking one of the Attorney Generals, why have nothing moved yet? And they explained their complaint. But you know, at the same time, I said, well, what about compensation for such as, I give an example that everyone is upset, especially I just read off Mr. Stewart's complaint last board meeting. You have one resident who you're saying has lead in the water, then you have one that said it doesn't, but who did the testing? It was Aqua Water. So I think we're at the point that we really need to also take another step outside the Attorney General being involved, because the money that I found out, correct me if I'm wrong, Mayor and Madam Village Manager, that money and the fines go back into the EPA. It does not come back to the Village University Park. That's what we found out.
That's correct.
So that's when the mayor, he called me on the phone and asked me my opinion. And I said, I think it's time to, you know, take the step. We had been talking about it, but we have been trying to get a true status of our village. And to believe it or not, I think it got to the point where the mayor said about 2 weeks ago, it just feels like as a board, for us to be on the phone, it seems like it plateaued. It's time to take different action. And that's when he brought up Mrs. Fain, in which I think at this point, everything she has mentioned, I'm sorry, everyone. I know we done heard it. And in fact, whether she was sitting right here, this is about all 5 strategies they used.
It's like a combination pizza.
Yeah, they did every single thing she just said. And so I think it's time for us to take a different measure. So yes, Trustee McMullen, I had asked that money that the AG office would get on the state level. It's not coming back to the residents. It's going back to the EPA for other things such as other programs or other situations, but it's not for us. I yield my time, Mayor.
Mm-hmm. So,
Mayor, may I share something?
yes, go ahead.
In response to that, I think that one of the challenge is for people to understand that the Attorney General, by law, is the attorney for the state of Illinois and all of the agencies that are under the governor's office. And they would have to, because if they are representing, let's say, University Park in its concerns, that would be a conflict of interest. They would have to get that waived, and it would be a big uphill climb to do that. And so they are never really quite as, I won't say straightforward, but they make a lot of assumptions that people know more than they do that aren't in the game every day. You know, the village manager and I started as a classroom teacher before I was a lawyer, and I apologize if I'm a little academic and a little wordy because I like to teach while I'm helping. But at the end of the day, although you did not cause this at all, what the litigation will be on you. You will have children that have lead poisoning, seniors that have lead poisoning, whomever it is will step forward to do this. It is a testament to the Board of Trustees, the village manager, and the mayor, that because you have been so straightforward in communicating with the residents, that you haven't had that occur yet. But I would submit to you that, you know, with hand to God, that it is inevitable. And the risk of that in a class action in terms of the costs will be significant. And that's why, and you've got 2 golf courses out in your community, that's why you've got to tee up something else. As a point of personal privilege, and I'm going to be quiet after that, when I was a little girl, my mom and dad used to bring me to University Village. It had a different name. We came out to play tennis. My dad and I played tennis. And I remember thinking, having come from the inner city of Chicago, how beautiful the community was. And I wished I could live in a place like that. And so I'm not a resident, but I do have that historic background of the community. And it upsets me greatly that this is happening. But understand, this is happening all across the United States. Environmental justice is the legal issue of the day. It's going on the southeast side of Chicago and many other places. And people of good faith and good intention are trying to work with these companies, and all these companies see is how can we get more money and how can we string these people along so that they don't come after us because we don't want to lose our profits. So in any event, I'm gonna check out because I don't want to monopolize the meeting.
Well,
but I want to thank.
You're right, Attorney Frame, because this is important. And if anyone has questions, this is the time to ask them, because this is something that's very dear to us. And we want to ensure that we protect the integrity of our community and the well-being of our residents. So this is very important. And when I hear environmental justice, I don't think state. I think a little bit upper, federal.
And you're absolutely right, Mayor, and you know that. And one of the things that would happen in this first phase period that I'm discussing is to look at, particularly now with the upcoming changes, federal level and the federal administration, to look at and to make a referral to the Environmental Justice Department of the US EPA to see if they will further investigate and that they will put their weight forward to help. This is going to be, if we move forward, it's going to be a multi-pronged strategy. And the key is to knock these folks down by putting them under pressure in terms of public relations, federal litigation. The state litigation is ongoing, but they handle stuff like that all of the time. And then the community rising up and going, not anymore, not on our watch. You can't get away with this. So there are no guarantees, but right now they're getting, they think they're getting a pass. And, you know, I guess I'm a little bit touched by this week's election in that I see that, changes are going to come, and we do have to heal, but we cannot heal as long as we have bad actors among us who would try and not only divide us, but keep us from getting what we are supposed to have. And Aqua may be one of those types of players. So anyway, thank you very much again. Appreciate your time this evening, and I look forward to moving forward. Mayor, thank you. May I be excused, sir?
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
Attorney Frank. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye, Ms. Ernestine. Bye, trustees. Bye-bye.
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 Okay. Item 583, Baxter and Woodman. Are they ready, Ms. Nina?
Yes, he's coming in. Tom is coming in now.
Brooks.
Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Tom,
Yeah.
he's there. I just need to, it's just Mike, just 1 second.
There I am.
Yes.
He's going to come to us, Neva, via the phone. Oh, There he
He's
is.
coming. There he is.
okay.
There I am. Sorry. Good evening.
Hey, Tom. Good evening. Understand? Tom, you guys go right ahead.
Okay.
I can't see him. Is he on here?
Yeah, he's
He
on.
He's on.
Okay. Let me just briefly say, guys, I asked Tom Slattery to come today to just to make a presentation to you back in about August, September. I did a summary and I provided to you all, the trustees, the intention of moving forward with this project. And since then, we've targeted, the board has passed the appropriate legislation. We're on board, but I wanted him today to just tell you the progress to date, actually what has gone on. So, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Good evening. So basically, the scope of the project is a streetscape to remove the deteriorated concrete median along Illinois 50 and replace it with landscaping, which will consist of trees, bushes, perennials, and then grass for the balance of the area, as well as street lighting. So currently, South Suburban has the project included in their federal fiscal year 2025 program, which allows the village to go to letting in between the dates of one of 7 IDOT lettings between October 2024 and 2025, September 2025. That's the earliest South Suburban has it targeted for, but if the village is ready and South Suburban has funding available, they can move the project up in their program. It'll be discussed annually when projects through South Suburban don't advance and they want to keep, they don't want to lose the money they have available to them currently in the STP program. The project is along Cicero Avenue from University Parkway to the northern village limits at Bruce Drive for length about 6,000 feet. Currently, we're in phase 1, preliminary engineering phase 1 study of which consists of utility coordination, working with IDOT because Cicero is Illinois 50 and it's an IDOT route and they have jurisdiction on the median improvements and the lighting. The village is actually installing all this by permit. Also with South Suburban, as they are the funding source through the federal funds. To date, we've done additional topographic survey. We've started the environmental reviews through IDOT, including a historical review, biological reviews, special waste reviews. We've also done special waste reviews along University Parkway that Baxter Woodman has taken care of. The phase environmental reviews have taken about 12 months, 6 to 12 months. So we're started that a month or two ago, so that's ongoing. And then following the phase one work, we will develop contract plans, is which contractors use to build the project. That won't be anticipated to be getting into that phase until 2022, we're thinking. So that's kind of a nutshell where we're at.
Mayor, can I be recognized?
Trustee McMullen, go right ahead, sir.
I know we talked about the lighting on Highway 50, but where are we right now when it comes to the project itself? Where do we stand in terms of executing this project? What percent?
Oh, probably 30%. I mean, we're in the beginning. So I'm following this environmental reviews. We'll be updating the lighting design that was started 10 years ago to the new LED configuration. And we have meetings scheduled with IDOT to discuss adjacent project on Stager Road that IDOT is planning on signalizing in the near future.
So when do you foresee the finished product?
I see will be available to go to letting towards the end of 2022. The money won't be available for another year or two, but it'll get us in a good place if the village wants to advance the project in funding.
What do you mean by letting? Please explain to us.
Oh, IDOT, this project will be let to competitive bid
Okay.
to contractors through IDOT. They do 7 lettings a year. So what we do is we complete a set of contract drawings and specifications, and they're provided to IDOT. And IDOT is actually the one that lets these projects, and they do it 7 times a year to all contractors that they work with. It's publicly bid, something like a local bid. This is just on a bigger scale, on a larger state project.
And so say, Tom, if we wanted to expedite this and move this project up, what would be the process?
Well, I mean, we think we're moving along pretty good right now. I mean, to move it up, you'd have to work with South Suburban about moving the funding up. That's kind of the big hurdle at this point. We're moving through the environmental reviews, but they take 6 to 12 months, like I was saying earlier, but those are in progress. So how much earlier were you thinking than
12 months, 24 months, just to see if there was an early calendar, but it's all scheduled on funding now, I understand.
right?
Mhm. And there is another requirement. We currently do have dollars escrowed for the match for engineering. That's why we wanted this to start. As Tom said, this has been on the docket for
Since
10
07.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's never been completed. So we had to actually go back, pull it back off the rolls and to start it again. And that's what it's for. And I think one of the major reasons why it didn't initially start is because the village did not have that liquid matching share. But since then, I've been able to get it, and the dollars have been placed in escrow. And that's why we're expeditiously moving forward with this particular project on this. And so Tom and I have been working. We talked as recently as today, I think, or was it yesterday? I think it was today.
Yeah.
Or it could have been yesterday, what day, whatever. We discussed that the initial concept of the use of the types of lighting that was initially requested on Cicero Avenue is no longer being manufactured. And we're going to have this. So now we're going back. He's going back and coming back and bringing some other ideas for the lighting based on the initial request of it. So there are going to be changes down the line because things have changed as a result of having certain kinds of studies done in prior years, and procedures and processes has changed, but we're moving forward on it. So I just wanted the board to know that we are in fact moving forward on it. And the process that he started will take, as I initially said, 6 to 12 months to prepare and coordinate. Even if we can accelerate things, Mayor, you have to understand that we are constantly delayed by IDOT. We can have our own dance to our own tunes, but in most cases, IDOT's, because of their slow process of approval and what they require, can even slow down the best laid plans. And they constantly do it. This is how they do things, but we have to coordinate this entire project in coordination with IDOT and with the utility companies, by the way.
Yes.
Well, I want to first of all applaud you, Manager Ernestine, for being able to go back, because I think the only ones that were around then were Madam Clerk and myself. And this is
Right.
probably from Congressman Jesse Jackson Jr.
Mr. Jackson, right.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So for your ability to go back and reach back and still get, was it about 1.2 million in funding, was it?
Long time ago. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, okay,
Yes.
okay. So yeah,
And Tom has been very apt. He's been very aggressive, and we've been moving along. We want this project to get done because this project is just one of 5 prongs that are going to be handling that center. University Park and Cicero is going to be the hottest spot as it relates to upcoming development. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pending developments that we're looking at, and it's all going to be affected between North Steger Road, South University Park. That's why we applied for that Invest in Cook grant, and the turnaround was fairly fast.
Mhm.
And I was so grateful to see Commissioner Donna Miller here tonight, and the fact that we were funded. But so we're doing a lot of things there that are affected by it. And we wanted to make sure that the board knew that pivotively, Baxter and Woodman, the engineer for this project, will have an effect on everything, because there may be anticipated curb cuts. We got to make sure that this overall conceptual plan is in compliance with all the other kinds of developments that need to utilize Cicero Avenue for ingress and egress. So I wanted to bring him forward to make sure you all understand or understood the importance of what's being done here.
You know, at this point in time, Mayor, can I be recognized?
Trustee, go right here, sir.
Since it's been in the offing, since it's been offered 10 years ago, are we in the process of getting new lighting done down now as opposed to 10 years ago? We have advanced in the lighting scheme, or what?
Yes, we're revising it now, but the initial lighting that was requested years ago is no longer manufactured. So we're going to upgrade, and we'll be a little more modern. We had talked about the utilization of getting the type of lighting that have the 2 prongs. One possibly expanding over to the sidewalk, while the other half is actually a part of the street. We're
Right.
talking about lighting in the center piece of the streetscape in the center. So we're trying to finalize that now.
Okay, then, thank you. I just wanted residents to know that it's been so long that we have introduced a new lighting mechanism for the whole village, the whole thing. Thank you.
And Cicero's going to be a beautiful corridor.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yes.
Anybody else have any questions? Trustee Liz? Question? No, okay. I thought I saw you winding up, that's all.
Yes, you did. You did. I want to know what kind of help we're going to have with getting these lights. Are we going to come up, the village going to come up with the money all by themselves, or we're going to have IDOT come in and help us out? You know, anybody going to bring in a certain amount of percentage to help us build this up?
Well, currently, the total project cost is 1.5 million. 80% of that is coming from through South Suburban mayors and managers.
Okay.
80%.
Yeah, 80% or 1.2 million, and the balance will be the village's share.
Okay.
Good
I was
question.
just making sure.
Good question.
I guess that's why,
That's a
that's
good
what you
chunk.
saw. I'm sorry. I said,
And we've
go ahead.
And we've come up with about a percentage of it, of the 20%, without having to use federal funds or the like. In terms of our share, we've not used general funds or anything, or no taxpayer dollars for the initial preliminary engineering. So this is what we were talking about today financially. We're going to continue to try to get together resources to independently gather those dollars so that we don't wait on any village funds.
That's good. That's real good. Thank you.
Anybody else? If not, then we thank you so much, Mr. Tom, for taking a few minutes out of your busy evening. And we look forward to working with you in the future.
Yep, thanks for having me. Good
You're
evening.
welcome. Okay. Item 5A4, Park District Referendum. As we are all aware, that we do not have a park and recreation system or park district. After talking to lots of people in the community and talking among our board members, I'm asking you, what is the direction of getting a park district referendum passed? What's needed are 100 signatures. It has to be petitioned to the courts. It has to be done 180 days prior to April election. A park district brings its own taxing body, and it's set separately alone. It has its own elected officers as well as a park district. But the thing is, when people say, well, it's going to, you're going to have to still levy money for it. Whether we implement park and recreation department again or a park district, it's going to require the same amount of money. So I'm asking the Board of Trustees, which direction do you want to go? The petitions are ready for a park district.
We've been talking about it. We've been campaigning about it for years. I think we should go along with it. A park district.
And let the resident, let's get to, okay, go ahead, Trustee McMullen. I agree. And I would love to get it on a referendum and let the residents vote for it and let them make the decision. Trustee Brooks, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. I don't know. Curtis said that we were talking about it. Trustee McMullen said that's not true. That's why we got rid of the park district, because this is only a temporary situation. It costs $700,000 to run the park district. The problem.
Wait a minute, Trustee, park district or park and recreation?
Park and rec. I'm sorry, park and rec. It only costs $700,000. The problem came in is that what we had was mismanagement of the money, plain and simple. I personally believe, and this was on, in which I didn't understand, McMullen, you confused me a little bit on this one, but what we agreed to was that for now that we were going to keep Park and Rec in order. DPW their job was to maintain the parks themselves. We spoke about hiring a person that would deal with youth activities. We even set a salary aside in the previous budget for $32,000 a year. And with this, that we were going to manage the park district until we get out of our financial crisis, which was supposed to be around 2022, 2023. Now, from when I talk to the residents, the first thing they say is no new taxes and that we better get our money in order, in which I told them we are. So, I mean, that's up to them. I understand that if it comes to that, if residents want to have a referendum on it, but it is a new taxing body. I just feel that the way the school district has been going up on the taxes, the school district is at 9% right now. That's why I even oppose someone speaking about a fire district. That had came up at one point. And everyone keeps talking about saving dollars when really it's not. It's the board. It's us. It was our fault that we messed up the money. Well, yeah, it's our fault. And I'm just saying, Mayor, I just feel that the park district could be in our hands, is that we stick with that plan of handling our money right. And in 2 years, 2-3 years, that we bring that ordinance back for the park district. and we have it budgeted for $700,000 a year, and we have a responsible park and rec director to maintain those things, because the barn and all those things, I'm being honest, Mayor, I prefer it to be the board's decision than in the decision of somebody that is being elected to run for a brand new office, and they may come up. We know our parks better than anybody else. I yield my time, Mayor.
So
Hey.
let me ask you this. Would the board be willing to circulate petitions, put it on a referendum, and let the people decide?
Okay.
I'm not.
Trustee Franklin?
All right, Trustee Brooks, were you done?
Yes, I just said I'm not. He asked the question. I said I'm not.
Okay.
So I really feel like this is something that we really need to take a look at, and I'm gonna tell you why. A park district shows that we are making sure that the children in the community are a priority, in my opinion, without making our children in the community a priority. The things that are happening in the community is literally tearing our village apart. I see a park district as an opportunity for us in the future to eventually develop a recreational building for the children in the community. I also want to put something in perspective. So my name in the community is Coach Tutu because of the past 13 years I've been volunteering and coaching every sport that the community has offered, from baseball, basketball, football, and wrestling. So I have a real good pulse on where the community is as it relates to sports and activities. As I mentioned in the previous meeting, right now, 50% of the sports in the community are being ran out of my wife and myself's 501c3, which simply means if something happened to me and my wife, the community would immediately lose 50% of the sports programs that are in the community. Also under me and my wife's 501c3, we're doing the things like the self-defense workshop, the Our Kids Count mentoring program, toy deliveries for Christmas, the Lion alumni picnic and game that we do every year at the park. We host a Father's Day picnic for fatherless children in the community. I mean, these are all things that are being done through two people in the community, in which not only is it not fair to the kids in the community because we're only two people, it's not fair to us either. I think a park district would be the answer or the solution to a lot of activities in the community for our seniors and for our children. And also, the reality is, without a park district, how are we going to get these things done? So I hear and I'm aware of the position that was created for $32,000 for somebody to take on the responsibilities. But the reality is, one person taking on that responsibility is not going to get much done at all.
That's where we were before.
I think the residents should have the opportunity to weigh in on it. But I think it's important that we understand we don't have much at all for the kids and the seniors in the community. And the park district would be a concerted effort to show that we're trying to have that entity that can make sure that we're having these different things for the seniors and the children in the community. So I think it's something that we should look into. And I am very mindful of the costs, absolutely. But I also feel like, at some point we have to make sure that we're prioritizing the children in the community. When you think about the amount of gunshots that we're hearing now, when you're thinking about the amount of kids that are hanging out and don't have things to do on Fridays and Saturdays, when you think about us having to lean on the school district to let us into the schools for open gym on Friday nights, and we're, sometimes they say no in the programs. The cheerleaders don't have an indoor place for them to cheer when the winter comes, and it's a lot of things that the park district can help us with, and we're struggling right now with our children in the community, and it's a large burden on a very small circle of people, and that's something that we have to fix. 15 years ago, I was in my early 20s, me and my wife getting a little older. It's a lot to continue to move this way and have such a burden on such a small amount of people. So that's my personal opinion about the Park District, and I think it's something that we need to fight for.
Yes, Mayor, can I be recognized?
Trustee McMonaghan, Trustee Sonia, go ahead.
I started from the very beginning years ago advocating a park district, even with campaigning for the park district for our village. We have been utilizing 201U facilities for as long as I know, for as long as I can think of. We've been utilizing 201's used facilities for us to house basketball players, house our martial arts, house our anything that we put together. We utilize the 201U's park districts, 201 uses space that we needed. And we are the only south suburb that doesn't have a park district per se. I think we should put our minds together and we should include the village, the residents of the village, to institute a referendum to see what they say about a park district, because we've been working without a park district for many years. So I think it's best for us to utilize it to the best of our ability, because right now, utilizing spaces that 201U gives us and works with us is not having a park district. It's really sad. A community such as ours, we don't even have a park district. We can work on getting the children something that they need. And we talked about it. Even if it was a prefab, park district would go a long way in helping the children in our community, because I'm tired of the hand-me-downs that we get from 201U, because it's nice to partner with 201U, but I think we need our own facility. I think we should work on it. I think we should ask the residents how they feel about it, because at this point in time, we need a park district for our youth in the community. We do.
I fully agree. Trustee Jenkins?
I think that it's extremely important. First of all, I want to thank Coach Tutu and his wife for being so dedicated for so many years. I knew that he was very involved with the children, but I did not know how long, and I did not know to what extent. And I just have to tell you, thank you, because it's a lot of lives that he has saved, not knowing that he saved those lives. And I want to say personally, thank you. But when you're looking at a park district and you're looking at a situation where this village has been doing everything else, we've done so many different things and made a lot of progress. So now it's time for us to take care of our children. Our children are our future. They need us more than ever now because of all of the things that are going on. I'm not as active with the youth. When I first became elected, I started to go to the I want to say the Friday night basketball game night that Miss Keely Childress hosted. And it was amazing to me that over 100 children would come there walking on bikes and all of these types of things on Friday night. And it was not a lot of volunteers. So, I understand that this is what is needed. And not only is sports important, a park district encompasses everything. That includes taking, activities for our seniors, activities
for everybody,
for just for everybody. And this is just something that we need to let the residents decide their fate. You don't know if they could come up with the extra money to because this is something that's important to them. Most people that own homes have children. That's why they purchase them. So we have to look at it in that way. And the village is moving fast, quickly. And, we're becoming a little popular and people are trying to buy homes here. And we want to be able to put things in place that will take care of children in the future. So I think that we should put this ball in the residents' hands and let them decide what they want. It's time for them to be part of our process and our decision making. And what better way than to put it as a referendum so they can decide and we can proceed from there. That's my take on it.
Thank you, trustee. And just to a point, a park district has the unique ability on creating their own mechanism of funding as well. So not just alone does it provide this necessary services, because it's finally time that we reinvest in our community, which has been missing for a long time. So a park district has a mechanism, unlike the systems that we were before, that can create funding, that can bring in revenue and can generate and subsidize some of the costs. It's a win-win. And as Trustee Jenkins, Trustee Franklin, Trustee Brooks, and McMullen, we all understand that the biggest investment that we have is our community. And it's time for us to reinvest in our community and reinvest in the future of our community and our youth and our senior citizens. It's the right thing to do. I would love to see it placed on a public referendum and allow the residents to make their decision.
Mr. Mayor.
And they've got to get something for the taxes they're paying.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir, trustee.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I don't disagree. First of all, let me make something perfectly clear. I don't disagree with what the trustees are expressing when it comes to the kids. Ain't nobody on this board, once again, ever seen a lifeless child more than me. I promise you.
I don't know.
I promise you. So in saying that, I have a concern, but since you made it very clear that this should be in the residents, I just want us to be very cautious of what we do it, because I'm looking right here at this tax bill, 16%. 16%. But also at the same time, Coach Tutu, yes, you had 50% of them kids. You also know that half them kids that come over to the Lions was in the back of a Chevy Tahoe right over there in Monique, because they could not afford to play. And I can tell you, the Mavericks can tell you, I done kicked out between $500 to $1,000 a season to help out with kids, because we just have not, we have deprived our kids with some mismanagement of that park and rec. So I do agree. I just get concerned that when the residents see 16%, if they choose it, they do so. Yeah. That's on them. That's their bill. But I just want to say that we do have, if the residents say no, that we all can still come to the agreement.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. We still, I want us to go back to our plan B then. If they say no, then we go back to the plan B of making sure that Park and Rec is back, and we have that we move forward. And just remember, it only costs, this is even with the animals, even though some of them wasn't getting fed right, but it only costs about $700,000. You know, it was $700,000.
Right.
We can do it. You know, if they say no, let's go back. And may I yield my time?
All right. Thank you, Trustee. Trustee Liz?
I want to add, Trustee Brooks, are you saying that the residents' taxes are going to go up 16% if we do this?
No.
What are you saying?
No. Listen. Our taxes are at 16% right now.
Okay.
The point that I'm saying is that it's up to them, like the mayor said, and the other two trustees that expressed that it's a good idea, let them choose. I just want to say, as far as us, if this is something we're going to do, I'm saying personally, me being a fiscally conservative, I personally would like to see us control our own park district and programs. But it's also, I think that we have made it very clear, if the residents want to choose, that we won't tax them. The tax will go to the park district. Like the mayor said, there would be an election for a park district. They would, I don't know, man, how long
this, Trustee Brooke, this is what I'm asking. Are you saying that the taxes will be raised?
Not necessarily.
It'll be another taxing body.
It'll be another taxing body.
Either way it goes, there has to be a budget for recreation or park district. But the good news is about this, that is why myself, the manager, Trustee Bolden, and all of the other board members work extremely hard on procuring economic development and making sure that those cash registers are ran. Because the more economic growth that we have, we counteract those taxes, and that's the whole goal of it. Because residents what I'm coming to learn is residents don't mind paying their taxes if they're getting something for their money. And that's what we want
That's
to.
true. That's true.
Yeah, we just want to make sure that if we do get the park district, they don't levy the taxes so that they can feel this is what they need. You see my point, Liz? I'm not sure if you caught me. That was my point.
I see your point, and I do know our kids do need a place to go.
Correct.
They truly
Right.
do.
I yield my time, man.
Trustee Franklin?
I can make one more comment. So I just want to make it clear, and everybody can do their research on this. There's a direct connection with communities that get park districts and the reduction of crime. There's also a direct connection in communities that gets park districts and the property value. So those are two very important points that we have to consider. And we're living the tale right now, but we're watching things happen in our community. And we all know that there's very limited activities for our children in the community, and not just sports. There's limited activities, period, for our children. Because a big part of that is that there's no central location for activities to take place for our children. So one of the things that is truly on my agenda as an elected official is to get a facility built for our children. It will be that central location for not only sports, but for mentoring programs and for different activities for the children. But I want to make sure that's clear. There's a direct relation between property values going up when communities get park districts because crime rates tend to go down.
Good point,
Can I piggyback off of that?
Trustee?
I understand that we need this facility, and that's why I've been pushing so hard for Rico Farm. Because until we get there, we need something prior to that. They need somewhere to go. I know it's not, everybody's ideal, and this is what they want. They want what we want. I want a new facility so I can go. But the thing about it is that we have to take care of what we have until we get where we can go. And that means that we need to truly look into that, because it is a place for our children to go. It's large enough to have culinary classes and whatever else that children that don't play sports do, and adults that don't play sports do. And it'll be a great meeting place for I don't like to call them seniors, I like to call them seasoned elders in our community. So the thing about this is that we need this. It's not an option. That's why I'm working extremely hard for it, because as an elected official, it was a promise that I will keep. And so, we're going to work together, and I believe we should get this to the residents and let them decide and move forward from there. And we're all going to be happy at the end of the day.
I'll have the nominated petition sent to everyone. Trustee Bolden, were you saying something?
Yeah, I was just waiting for my turn. I too think that we should go ahead and let the residents make the decision. And like Franklin said, we can always fall back on Plan B. But I also agree with what Trustee Franklin is saying. The statistics he just quoted just then, it gives you something to think about as far as crime going down. So I suggest as well that, let the residents decide, put it in their hand.
I'm Plan B, Shirley. I'm Plan B.
Okay. Whatever Plan B is, you better be ready for it. Okay.
Trustee Franklin is A. He Plan A. I'm Plan B.
Okay. Well, I like the bill. Okay. Anybody else have any other comment regarding the park district?
Yes, the park district may be a prefab building located in the space between the old village hall and the store that's up.
I love it, Curtis. I love it.
Right there. That's a lot of space, man. We're not built out, and we can do it.
Oh, yeah.
As long as we put our minds together, we can do it.
Listen, look at the building on Salt Trail, how Southland Prep have extended from their school and from their main auditorium to a fantastic, what I would call a multi-purpose facility.
Yes.
Where there's a will, there's a way. And with all of us working together, we're better than any one of us by themselves. So let's continue moving forward.
And I like what South Chicago did too. They built their facility that they have on Salt Trail, which is a multi-purpose facility that they built for the fire department and the police department right there on Salt Trail before you get to South Chicago, before you get to Halsted, between Halsted and Ashland.
Yeah.
Ashland, if I'm not mistaken. They have a prefab facility that costs half the amount of a brick and mortar.
Okay, dope. Well, thank you for everybody's input. I'll make sure that everyone has their set of petitions in their email in the morning. Okay, item 5A. This is a presentation and discussion. Mr. Ron Frazier. Is Mr. Frazier available?
On his way in.
Okay.
Mr. Frazier, I don't know if you can hear me. Your phone is on mute.
Oh, man.
1 second, please. Let me, I don't know.
Can you take him loose, Neva?
I'm trying to. Yep. He's been waiting on by phone.
Yes, I see him right here.
Trying to unmute him. I can't get him unmuted. Hold on 1 second.
Sounds like it's storming outside.
It is.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Sounds like the winds are mighty high.
And it's raining pretty hard.
So while we're waiting on, okay, maybe he's coming in now, Mr. Frazier.
I'm gonna call him from my phone. 1 second.
Okay.
Hey, Mr. Frazier, you're actively in the meeting right now. I was having some problems unmuting you. Can you communicate from here?
Yes, we can communicate.
Thank you. Okay, they are anxiously waiting. You can begin. Mayor, he's here on the phone.
Good evening, Mr. Frazier, and thank you for your patience. And we can go right in. Go ahead, Mr. Frazier. Please introduce your product and your business.
Okay, Mayor, it's kind of a bad connection, but I'm gonna go right into it. I just wanted to say good evening to everyone.
Good evening.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good evening.
Okay, we're clear.
Good evening.
Okay, to the mayor and the board of trustees, actually, my name is Ron Frazier. My company is Yes, We Are Here. I'm just introducing the Greek artists and more. My wife and I got started about 6 years ago with the Greek merchandise. And our vision was basically to be able to do the Divine Nine. We just kind of been doing the Delta, which she's been a Delta for 30 years, so we definitely had to do Delta. But we're Delta and AKA, but our plans is actually to be able to do the embroidery, personalizing, doing special orders for different organizations, and we also would like to do things for the community, and we do believe in giving back to the community. That's part of our the blessings that we have out here. But and we also want to welcome the Masons and the ladies of the Eastern Star collection too, along with the Divine Nine. I really hope that you guys enjoyed I did send a box out. I hope everybody got a little something and enjoyed some of the things that was in the package. And those are just some of the major items that we will be having available. We also want to respect the state laws, and You have to have license and insurance. And we also want to look at the safety. Well, we all know what's going on out here now. So the things that we would have is the temperature checking, definitely the mask, and we would definitely enforce the social distance in the location. Basically, let's see what else we want to get into here. We just want to come out to Illinois. We've been there several times with the vending and just kind of set up. I do have a business here, but we want to bring it to Illinois so we can kind of display some really nice items and be able, like I said, to do some things for your community. And kind of seen some pictures of your guys' location that you have brought up, and it looks really, really nice. So our mission statement also is just basically providing great customer service and top quality merchandise, and making sure that we are honest with our customers and our clients. So, I mean, I can go on and on. I'm actually from the South. We always say the proof is in the pudding. So if you guys feel like I can do it, I'm ready. We can make some things happen. I am in Cleveland, so as long as when you let me know things are ready to go, we'll be down and set up and get things going. So if there's any questions,
Mayor, can I be recognized?
He'll give me answers to questions.
Okay. Mr. Ron, when you finish, because our board is very anxious because they're really pro-development. And I just want to ask one question before we start with Trustee McMullen, Trustee Shirley, and all the other ones. So my understanding is that your store is an apparel store, and it sells clothing and gear for fraternities and sororities and Masonics and everything else. Is that correct?
That is correct, sir.
Okay, that was my only question. Trustee McMullen, go right ahead, sir.
Mayor, you and I have talked about residents with ability to represent the community and community well. So would you be willing, Mr. Frazier, would you be willing to put in something that will help with the morale of the community? Say maybe the patch with the village signature on it, the signia on it. Would you be able to put it in your store to sell it like Park Forest sells its equipment sells its apparel for its community involvement? Would you be willing to do the same thing with your store? If we have something that is designed for us for community
like
morale.
Or t-shirt?
Yes.
Village Pride. Village Pride.
Yeah, Village Pride. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, absolutely, sir. Absolutely. We do believe in community. My wife and I, we own different daycares, so there's a lot going on out here with these daycares. So we have to create things for the kids, for the parents. Our daycares is out in a small rural area, so there's quite a bit going on. So we'll be willing. We definitely would like to be a pillow in the area to help out and help out tremendously with any type of organizations, or if you guys trying to work with the kids on certain things, sports or any kind of needs. We know that the COVID is out there. We have to be very, very careful. But as we move forward, hopefully, with God help, we're going to get this thing under control and we can be able to get out and do more for the community. But yes, we would definitely want to be right in the middle of anything you guys trying to do. No, most definitely.
Okay, then community pride sounds good.
And what the council member is speaking of is that we want to start marketing our community. We like to have village gear as well. Am I correct, Curtis?
Yes, we are. That's what I'm interested in.
Okay. Trustee Shirley, you finished, Trustee McMullen?
Yes, I am.
Trustee Shirley?
Hello.
I'm here.
Yeah, I just have one other question. With you being in Cleveland, who would you have operating the store with you living in Cleveland? Who would be doing that?
Well, that's one thing that we also do. We are in the business of creating jobs also. So I'm in Cleveland, and being a business owner, it's just not as easy as some people think it is. But when you got people working for you, then it kind of open up doors to where you can move around. I've done vending all over in Illinois, in Vegas, and sometimes we're gone for weeks at a time. But I have good people in place, and I'm hoping I can find some people there in Illinois, give them some jobs, and they got the same thing that we got in our mission statement. Is just making sure we're taking care of the customers and the client. But I will be there sometime, not physically, but we set up cameras and we set up all kind of stuff. So the communication will always be there, and we 5.5 hours out. So we can get there.
Okay, that's fine. I've worked with clients. That's fine. I've worked with, had staff to work with me as well. So I understand that. And I'm glad you said the possibility of some, not too many jobs because it's going to be a smaller place, but opportunity maybe for, some jobs here in University Park as well. So that's fine.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Anyone else have questions of Mr.
Yeah, I do recognize.
Go ahead, Trustee.
Okay, Mr. Frazier, and listening to your presentation, have you had the opportunity to come take a look at the location that you will be renting, Unit 6 in the town center?
No, sir, I haven't had that opportunity. Claudia and Missy have kind of shared some things with me about the location. I did see some pictures on the outside, but they have sent pictures on the inside, and I'm good. I do believe in what you have told me about it and what you guys are trying to do. I just want to fit in, want to come in and be a part of it. But no, I hadn't made it down there yet, but I'm on my way. I'm not far away. So as soon as we can get through it, what we need in our business, and I will be down. And I'm really trying to do this thing before the holidays. So I'm just kind of waiting. I can come down anytime. But,
okay, so I'm sorry, I'm not finished. So Mr. Frazier, so let me get this right. You're pretty much you setting up an embroidery shop, and so are you expanding your embroidery shop to University Park, if I'm hearing this correct?
Well, the embroidery will, as we start. Now, I won't just do because you have to have a lot of space for embroidery. That's going to come from some of my colleagues out of Cleveland at this time, but I'm hoping I can find a connect there in Illinois that can take that part of it on, and I will push some business to those guys, and we'll all work as a team together for the embroidery, those special needs. But I do heat press specialization, and then if there's things that I can't get, I will order it from some of my colleagues, and we will make it work. So that's
okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay, and how did you hear about University Park? Just curious.
Well, I was there maybe about a month or so ago, and I was just kind of talking with some of the Delta people. I did a little Delta thing, and I just had some people talking to me about what's going on in Illinois, and I just got to thinking. So I talked to Ms. Ernestine about some things, and she kind of shared a few things with what was going on there. So I don't think I was far from there where I was at. So basically, some of the Deltas had kind of put that out, but Ms. Ernestine kind of laid it out for me. And
Okay. I yield my time, man.
Okay, Trustee. Anybody else have any other questions?
Let me just mention one thing. Mr. Frazier, I had an opportunity to view some of his work, and it just blew my mind. And I said, with the representation of the kinds of African Americans in the South suburbs and the northern part of Illinois, there exist very few comprehensive shops like what he had. So in light of everybody, every time my mouth opens with development, I'm always talking about University Park. And in light of the town center and what we anticipate that to ultimately look like and how we expect to be occupied, the first thing that came out of my mouth is to question or inquire about a possible additional site. Illinois, South suburban area, Chicago, Stronghold, why not? And I put the bid in to question. And from that point over, I turned it on to the mayor's office, and that's where I left it. And they've been moving with it. So.
Okay. Are there any more questions of from the council? Trustee Shirley?
Shirley?
You gotta unmute, Miss Trustee.
No, I don't have any more questions for him. I just got a question for Neva when we get through with him.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, members, shall we move this on to the regular agenda?
Yes.
Mayor,
Yes. Yes, trustee.
can we talk about this like in an executive session?
Okay.
You can, it is a topic. Yeah, it's a topic for closed session.
Yeah, because we've got one tonight anyway, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, thank you very much. Mr. Fraser?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're gonna disconnect the call. Thank you, Mr. Fraser. All right, bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Item 5A6. Would you get him in, Ms. Neva?
Mr. Sean Porter and Coach Law. Oh, actually it's Coach Law. Sean Porter is not on the call. Coach Law, are you there? 1 second.
I see his name, but he's muted.
Coach Law, if you can hear me, if you could unmute your Zoom call, hit unmute. Okay. Oh, Sean Porter is coming in as well. Let's see here. 1 second. It says that Sean Porter is joining. I will get Mr. Law on the phone.
I'm here.
Oh, there you are, Coach Law. All righty. All right, we're just waiting on Sean Porter. It just says joining. Just stand by. There is Coach Law.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
Good evening. Good evening.
Great evening.
Okay. I don't know what happened to Sean. He's not there. Let me try to reach him. I don't know if you want to start. 1 second, please.
Mm-hmm.
Let's step to the men's room.
Coach Law, do you have a number that I could contact him on?
Yes, ma'am. 1 second.
He was right here. I don't know where he went.
Hold on. He finna get on. I just sent him the text.
Okay. Luck would have it. He was there the whole time, and right before he got ready to go on, he was gone. All right, there's Mr. Porter house. His audio is joining. Mr. Porterhouse, are you there? His name is there, but he's just not in yet.
Okay, we want to just start. Maybe he can just join in.
Okay. All right, Mr. Laws, you're good to go.
Okay. Well, my name is Sion Arrington. Everyone calls me Coach Law. And I am the owner and head coach and trainer at Iron Fist Boxing Club and Learning Center, which I'm currently here right now at the gym. And we want to try and implement one of these locations in University Park. I grew up in University Park. I went to Hickory. I went to Crete-Monee Junior High School and Crete-Monee High School. I still have family that lives in University Park. And I think this program will be a beautiful thing there because it's doing wonders down here in Indiana where I'm currently located. It's we're not just a boxing club, but we also a learning center. So, we have programs where we help the children with their education. We have educators come on location 2 days out of the week and help the children with any homework, anything that they're slacking in, life skills. We just try to, empower our youth and, just change the future through the youth.
And go ahead, Mr. Coach Law.
Coach Law,
Yes.
are you aware of the program that they wanted to start in 201U, a boxing program that they started or wanted to start in 201U, a boxing club that they had sponsored in 201U?
No.
Yeah, they wanted to bring a boxing program to 201U, but it never got off the ground. They wanted to utilize the space that they have for wrestling, but they wanted to implement a boxing program, but it never got off the ground.
Well, I am the man that can get it off the ground for sure.
It sounds pretty good though, with your base anchored in University Park.
So,
Yes.
So this would be like Iron Fist number 2.
Yes.
And what are the age groups?
We started 4 years old.
Okay, just
And
like football.
our program is 4 through 6. We call that itty bitty boxing. And they train 3 days out the week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for 1 hour a day. And then the older children trains 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. Right now, we on winter hours, so it's from 5 to 7 p.m.
Okay. And is that the same hours that you propose here in University Park?
Well, I think that would be good hours there, because what I would do, the children get out of school that way.
Well, right now everybody's on an e-learning system, so it's very it's hard to say exactly when the multitudes get out. It's all kind of staggered. But
Well,
I understand that would take them off the street in the wintertime. That would give them opportunities to take off
Right.
some of their aggression, to learn some discipline.
Without a doubt of contradiction, I just like to channel the children's anger, channel their energy in a different direction, give them the tools and the resources that they need to be great. And then we get them out there and we dare them to be great because they have the tools and the resources to do that. We travel all over the country competing on a top national level. December 5th through the 12th, we'll be in Louisiana for a national tournament. Saturday, we just left Kentucky competing. So we take the children all over the country and just give them a different outlook, show them their own peers in different cities and states that are doing something constructive, and once they see that, they go home, they are less hesitant to want to go back into all of the, the bad things that they was already into, because, we show them a different way.
Is there a fee considering your program? Is there a fee involved in it or what?
Yes, it's really a donation because I'm a nonprofit organization. I am a 501c3. So, you know, any fees that they pay is really considered a donation. Right now, it's $75 a month.
Okay.
Yes, and that's very cheap, you know, considering all of the things that we bring to the table for the children, for the youth, you know, 5 days a week. And, you know, we only asking for $75 a month as a donation to keep our lights on, to be able to travel. Because when we go out of town, we don't ask the parents for a dime.
You
know,
seem
we
like
take
you
the
have the equipment necessary. What about the build out in University Park? What about the build out there? Because I know we're in the midst of construction for that site. Are you going to build it out or what?
Yes, we plan on building it out.
And trustee, the site
Yes.
is the old club Rebound.
Yes.
Palm Club.
The three particular facilities.
12, 14, and 16, yeah.
Yeah.
Where Cleo was, right?
Yes.
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 Okay.
Yeah, trustee, yeah.
Because that's the exact same thing that I did here. You know, I started in this one area right here, and then my program had got so big that I had to get the other units next door. And so we brought this wall down so that they would have access from one side to the other. And now we're starting to put equipment over in here. We have 2 bathrooms inside of this building, one right here and one on the other side. And then this location that we're about to we're gonna do right now, it's a salon, but we're gonna make this our learning center area. And it's a big location also. Let's see my kids.
What part of Indiana are you? What part?
I'm in Kokomo, Indiana. It's like 45 minutes from Indianapolis.
McMullen, have you yielded your time?
Yes, I have. Go
okay,
ahead.
Chairman, I'll be recognized.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, hey, Coach Law, will you have guys down here too as well to, or are you gonna stay some time up here? How you gonna?
Oh, yes. I already have a lot of different individuals already on location, ready to go. You know, this is something that I have been networking with a couple of my top level friends for a few ticks now. So they on location, they ready to go. And I will be there from Friday to Sunday, every weekend. So I'll leave this gym when we close down, and I'll come up there and stay the weekend up there. Because it's a 2-hour ride for me, and that's not bad. Give me a little time to clear my mind.
Okay. And should we okay, at least how soon would you be able, how soon would you be getting started on the build out?
Last week.
Okay, Coach. Well, thanks, Coach. Actually, you got 2 coaches on here.
Okay.
2 football
Coach Tutu.
coaches. Yeah, Coach Trustee Franklin is a coach, and I'm a football coach. And
Wait a minute, so I just get kicked out of all the coaching stuff, huh?
well, you got retired. You retired, Coach. You gotta still hold that trophy like Tutu in the background.
I know Tutu very well. I know Tutu very well.
Yeah, so it's a great thing when I have somebody when I see somebody else that's a coach, because it is not easy, and like I know working with them younger ones is that thing called discipline they don't never want to hold. And I think actually a lot of my boys are turning 18, 19, but Coach Franklin still has the younger group, but the older group I have, they all high school and about to graduate because I coach high school now. But I know there are some kids that definitely need to come to come up there to the town center and see you and get some of that discipline in. So thanks, Coach. I appreciate it. I'm always in favor of something when it comes to the kids.
I appreciate you, my brother.
Anybody else?
I yield my time, Mayor.
Trustee Franklin?
So appreciate your presentation. Though I didn't bring the brothers to the table, I can definitely speak on the character of the two gentlemen that are making this proposal. Not only are they former residents that grew up in the village, which is extremely important to me. The idea of having positive Black men come into the community and provide opportunities like this is exciting. I would like to say to the two gentlemen that I'm in full support, and I want to put a few things on your mind. So the state of the youth in the community right now is a state of emergency to a certain extent, which is the reason I started the wrestling program. And you've already spoke on positive anger expression, which I think is something that's so much needed in our youth today. Understanding that the traumas that our children carry and hold in without a release often causes them to explode to the point where they do something stupid. Literally right before this meeting, I was over a young man's house on White Oak Lane whose mother called me and said, "Coach, I need help." And he's 17. And when I think about opportunities like what you're looking to bring to the community, a kid like this would be a perfect candidate to get the discipline, to get the structure, and all the other positive things that come through boxing and just being around positive men. But I can also see an organization like yours partnering with the community to put together events that target our children to put the guns down.
Mm-hmm.
That target our children to choose sports and activities over games. And knowing the story behind the gentleman that's making this proposal, I see more value than just them bringing boxing to the community. So I just wanted to make it clear that you guys have my full support. And I also probably would be interested in doing something along the lines of MMA, bringing wrestling together with boxing, just as an additional credential.
Mm-hmm.
And I yield my time.
Thank you, Trustee. Anybody else have any questions of Coach Law or Mr. Porter? Trustee Shirley, is that a question? Okay, all right.
No.
All right. Okay, well, thank you very much, Coach Law. Mr. Porter, Trustee Jenkins, go ahead. You had a question here, Mr. Law.
Okay.
Trustee Sonia?
Your mic isn't working. Would you like me to call you?
No, she's muted.
She was having trouble with it earlier.
Okay.
Just give me 2 seconds. I can contact her. Okay, there you go, Trustee, for your question.
Oh, yes. Hi, Coach Law. How you doing?
I'm blessed by the best. How you doing, beloved?
I'm all right. Thank you for coming back to our community and considering us in this endeavor. But, Coach Tutu, I'll get angry, but I'm going to beg them to come to the farm. Regal Farm has, I don't know when the last time you've been to University Park, but Regal Farm has been closed for a few years now, and we're trying to revitalize it. And so we have a barn behind where the animals used to be, and my dream for it is to be turned into an activity center for the youth. And what better way than do what you're doing with a ring and all of those things that you're doing now. I would love if you would come out and take a good look at it and see if you can do it, envision what we can do with it and consider it with the mayor and the board's blessing.
A lot of what the sister was saying, I couldn't hear because her mic.
She, the summary of that is that she was hoping that there's a property available, the barn at the farm, if you are able to bring that program to the Regal Farm location.
I mean, whatever location out there, that's available, and that fits our criteria, I'm all for it. I just want to get the program up and running so we can start saving some lives. It's really not about the location for me. I'm just ready to save lives. Our young brothers are steady getting cut down every single day because of bad choices, because of bad leadership, being misguided. So, I feel that I am a force, when it comes to our youth, because I was once that individual who was running wild and just doing things that I was not supposed to be doing. So, the Creator put me in a position to be able to lead the youth. I'm a change agent. So it doesn't matter where we are, wherever God put me at, I'm gonna do work.
Trustee Jenkins asked if when you come to University Park, will you visit the farm location?
Without a doubt of contradiction. Yes. Any location that you guys have available, I will visit the location and, we'll see the layout and we could get busy. I'm ready.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions? Thank you so much, Coach Law.
I appreciate you guys.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
God bless everyone.
God bless.
Thank you. God bless you as well.
Okay. Ms. Neva, our last one from the committee.
Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor.
Ma'am.
Are we moving forward on this one?
Yeah.
I'm bored.
Yeah, Mayor, can I make a comment? I just didn't know that memo that the attorney sent us, is that the final or is that something that the village manager talk about? Because if so, yeah, go move on. I didn't know. That's why I mentioned executive session. That memo. Go ahead,
Trustee. Go ahead.
I lost you, Theo.
Yeah. Remember the memo. Nobody checked their Dropbox.
Can I have yeah. Madam Clerk, wait a minute. Look who's talking about Dropbox. Go.
I love it. Yeah.
How you gonna talk about the Dropbox when you can't find nothing in it half the time?
Yeah. Go ahead, Madam Clerk.
If I may, that was the intent, the attorney. When I talked to Attorney Castaldo, he had said that if the board desired to move forward, he could have the documents ready. Yeah.
And that was my understanding from my conversation with Michael as well. So
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So based upon that,
mute their phone.
Somebody needs to mute. Mr. Green is on the line. If you were watching the YouTube to follow along, could you disconnect it? Thank you. No, he disconnected. There we go. Hey, Mr. Green, I see you now.
How you doing?
Okay, all right.
Wait, one second. Madam Clerk, go right ahead. Right.
Trustee Brooks, since you got that answer to that question, do you still want to discuss the other one in executive session?
No, because I thought I seen the memo, so I thought that was something that we would need to do in private.
No.
Okay. Oh, then no, we don't have the discussion in executive session, Mayor and Madam Clerk.
So let's move it on.
I thought it was because I checked my Dropbox this week.
Thank you, guys. It's great. Pretty soon.
Proud of you.
There.
Okay.
So we're moving both of those. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Trustee Brooks. I got you. Mr. Green, go right ahead.
Hey there, how you doing?
I am doing fine, and Mr. Green is making a presentation. He would like to open up the Truth Sports Bar and Grill in the old PK facility. Mr. Green, it's yours. Mr. Green is already a tenant of the owner of the Sugar Shack.
Correct.
Mr. Green, it's on you.
Okay. I also have my wife here too, because she's partnered up with me on this one as well.
Oh, okay.
It's Kristen. So basically, yeah, we wanted to do the True Sports Bar and Grill. We're looking to bring something to the community, and so they could older crowd, 25 and older. So that way we could, instead of going outside of the community to these other sports bar and grill, we could bring that money to the community as well.
Okay. So you said 25 and older. That's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I want to probably like the probably pretty much the older crowd. I want to probably do like, we have like some comedy nights, some steppers nights, somewhere where we could all, older crowd could sit, have somewhere to go and, sit back, relax after work sets, things like that in that nature.
We're going to have a full town center, so we might be able to get a lot of business.
Oh, yeah.
So 25 and older. Business hours.
I'm thinking, because I don't know as far as like with this COVID thing, around that time, how things going to be. I'm thinking I'm kind of shooting for like maybe March, since that's around the sports with the March Madness and stuff like that as well. Okay. So I'm thinking 1, 2 o'clock, something around that time, to wrap things up.
Okay. Madam Clerk?
The latest would be 2 a.m.
Well, the latest is 2 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would depend on the type of license, whether it's an A or B, that determines opening and closing. Okay.
Okay. And also during the day, we were thinking about what we're saying, as far as
it can be used as a dual venue, such as an event venue as well for during the daytime, but that evening crowd would have to be 25 or older.
Okay. Any questions from Trustee Brooks? Go ahead.
Yes, Mayor. How you doing, Mr. Green?
I'm doing pretty good.
How's business so far?
I'm going great. I can't complain.
Okay. Thank you for taking a look at another facility. That seems to be a growing trend right now. Everyone's loving the town center to expand out. So will this be, I guess the question I seen, you definitely want to do this in a long-term thing. Is the build out and everything, did you plan that all into the date that you plan to open it up?
Yes.
Okay. I really don't okay. I just seen this. I was reading the memo. Okay, Mayor, I don't have any questions. But Mr. Green, thank you so much for I know that some things were kind of moving slow initially.
Yeah.
But we're glad you're here in the community.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
No problem, Mayor. You have my time.
Thank you, Trustee. Does anyone else have questions of Mr. Green? Okay. Madam Clerk?
If you notice, Mr. Green is asking for a 5-year lease. So we would have to publicize this, and it would not be ready to go on the agenda until our November meeting.
December meeting, you said?
December.
No. Right, because we don't have enough time
for the publishing
for the 30 days.
Before our next meeting. So it would be and we meet once in December, which is the second Tuesday of the month.
So, okay, all right.
And that was the point that I was making out, Mayor, when I said he had, based upon the memo, how he's looking for a long term with the
right.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to see you want to reinvest in University Park, and we welcome you. We welcome you. I really love the job that you did with the Sugar Shack. It looks fantastic on the inside.
What would be the time frame if it was a short term?
Under 2 years, 2 years or less.
Okay.
That's short term, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So if we did a 2-year, when would we have an answer?
So if we did a 2-year, when would we have an answer?
It's the same process, isn't it, Madam
Oh,
Clerk?
it's the same process. Okay. Not worried about that then. Okay.
No,
No.
same as the first two. We would
Okay.
not have to publish it, so we could move forward on this at the next meeting.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good.
So what would be the desired 2 or 5?
Preferably 5, but if we can get it done sooner, we would be flexible to the 2 and then just extend it if necessary.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Then that will get the ball rolling a little fast and give you time for your build out and everything.
Correct.
Okay.
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 Thank you for the presentation. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Mr. Green.
All right.
Have a
good
nice
Thank
evening.
you.
Stay
All
safe.
right. Take care. You too.
You too.
Okay.
Take care.
All right.
All right. So we move forward with this one, board.
Pardon me?
We moving forward?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Moving forward with the short-term lease, correct?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Year. 2 year, right.
Okay. That is it for the committee of the whole meeting. We're gonna go into, we have a special meeting. Does that, anybody have any questions or comments before we close out? May I have a motion for adjournment, please?
So move.
Moved by Brooks, second by Trustee Williams. All in favor? Opposed? None?
Kyle got me.
All right.
So
when we go-
Neva's gonna send us another link?
He was talking.
No, we're gonna just keep it running. Is that okay, attorney?
Yeah, that's fine. So just, I don't know if you're able to delineate or separate them out for purposes of the recording because of the new law, but yeah, we can just continue on. The one meeting is adjourned. We'll call to order the next meeting, and then worst case scenario, we'll figure out how to separate the recording for purposes of the new statute.
So Neva, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can. I can hear you. Uh-oh, you're frozen now.
This is 9:20.
I need a moment to set up.
Can I ask the question?
Yes, your
Neva,
video is
my
frozen.
screen is froze, so my screen is froze. Yeah, my screen has been froze. Should I sign out and try to sign on again?
Yes, you can do that and I'll let you back in.
Yeah, I'm gonna sign out and come in again.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm gonna
Okay, let me try that. Thank you.
wait some 2 minutes.
Clerk Jones, as a reminder, we are still on YouTube Live.
Okay, I've got to get something to set up for next meeting.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
This is on.
We started on time. That was pretty lengthy, huh?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna step off of it.
Oh, you're stepping out. Okay.
Counselor, which state are you in?
I'm in Illinois now, so last week I was in Houston. I don't know if Michael told you guys I was in Houston. We were looking at colleges,
Okay.
so,
Okay.
but now I'm here, so. I just hope it was raining real hard here. It sounds like it's raining hard by you guys now.
No.
Yeah, sideways.
Is it?
It was sideways. It was raining sideways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, item E1A has been removed from this agenda, so when we start, we'll be going right to EB1 and moving forward.
So Mayor, what I would do once you start this meeting, you still technically need to have the public comment, even though I know we've already gone through the public comment, but just for purposes of complying with the act, we should just announce for public comment and there'll be no public comment and then just move forward in the agenda.
Okay, so do I read the disclaimer and start all over again, or do we just continue?
You gotta call it to order.
Yeah, no, we gotta call it to order. I would read the disclaimer just in case someone new has come on board. I doubt that, but still, just for purposes of consistency, we should do it that way.
Okay, are you guys ready? Madam Clerk?
Yes, sir.
You see that? You're all done.
Okay.
You're all
I'll see
done.
you tomorrow.
It's on you. It's on you. It's on you now.
Okay.
All right, are you guys ready?
Yes,
Go
sir.
ahead.
Okay. This meeting is now called to order. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Williams. I'll come back.
She's muted.
She stepped away for a moment, but she is there. Her screen is available. She's just not sitting there right this second.
Okay, I'll come back to her. Trustee Brooks.
Present again.
Trustee Jenkins Bell.
Present.
Trustee Franklin. Trustee Franklin.
You muted.
Oh, I'm sorry, present.
Trustee Bolden.
Present.
Trustee McMullen.
Present.
And Mayor Rudez.
Present.
Okay. I see Trustee Williams is back.
Okay, let's read our.
Okay. Also present is Village Manager Ernestine Beck Fulcom. Attorney Joe Miller. Is Treasurer Ellis still with us?
Actually, no, he's not.
Okay.
Okay.
Trustee Williams is back though.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody's here. All right. Pursuant to Governor Pritzker's Executive Order 2020-07, COVID-19, Executive Order number 5, which suspends the requirement of the Illinois Open Meetings Act, requiring in-person attendance by members of a public body during the duration of the gubernatorial disaster proclamation. The members of the village board will not be physically present for the designated board meeting, but will instead be participating in the meeting through audio access using a virtual meeting platform. Public comments may be submitted in advance of the meeting to Village Clerk D. Jones at djones@university-park-il.com or by text message to the Village Clerk at 708-473-6201. All comments must be received by 5 p.m. the day before the meeting. In order to give proper consideration to all items on this agenda, the mayor will limit participants in the debate and will close off protracted, repetitive, irrelevant, or abusive remarks. Public comments will be limited to a total of 30 minutes. Are the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty And
and justice for all.
I know we've done it once, but it's the right
Yeah.
thing to do. Yeah. All right. Any general public comments, Madam Clerk?
The only comments I received were read at the special meeting.
Yeah.
So I have no new ones.
Okay. And just for the record, item E1A has been removed from the discussion agenda, and we'll move into item E1B, a resolution approving and authorizing the execution of an agreement by and between the Village of University Park, M&J Asphalt Pavement Company, Inc., for the 50/50 sidewalk replacements program. Is there a motion?
So move.
Moved by Trustee Brooks, second by Trustee Williams.
Second.
Oh, Trustee by Bowden. Trustee Williams made the
Yes.
motion, but she's on mute. But that's okay. I saw her mouth move.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. Questions? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Williams,
Both aye.
Trustee Brooks,
Votes aye.
Trustee Jenkins Bell,
Votes aye.
Trustee Franklin,
Both sides.
Trustee Bolden,
Both sides.
Trustee McMullen,
Votes aye.
Mayor Rudez.
Votes aye.
Mr. Mayor, that's resolution R 2020-37.
You're on mute, Mayor.
Thank you. A resolution, item E1C, a resolution approving and authorizing the execution of a contract by and between the Village of University Park and Ultra Buildings, Inc., Garage Doors Fire Station number 2. Is there a motion?
So moved. So moved.
Second.
Wait a minute, I got kind of confused on that one. Who made the motion?
I made the motion.
Trustee
McMullen.
No, I made the motion. I said motion move. You didn't hear me?
No.
That's okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. Do what you
Okay.
do.
Moved in second. Questions?
Who's the
Quick
second?
question. Oh,
I did.
Okay.
Shirley. Quick question, Mayor, for the village
Yes, sir.
manager. Madam Village Manager, just one question. In the past, I was reviewing these documents. In the past, mostly the village manager or the director handles garage, like something like this, the garage doors. Why do we have the engineers doing it? Why are directors not doing it? Because I know at some point we're gonna have to pay for that.
Well, there had been some complaint about competitive bidding or procurement, and we wanted to make sure, since I was the TIF administrator and this is going to be paid under TIF, the TIF 7, I wanted to make sure all processes were done. So we got a competitive bid by doing this, and I wanted to bring it to the board for its approval.
Well, Madam Village Manager, Clerk D do a good job.
No.
I'm just saying because we got to start saving dollars. I don't mean to start fussing. It's after 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
Okay.
But Madam Clerk is damn good at what she do. Well, you know, in my opinion,
Trustee, Trustee, look at your bill. They're not charging for this. I had to have a professional. They do a lot of pro bono work as well as whatever, but you will not see them anywhere, any line item on this. There's a charge for. I needed help on this. Yes.
You promise? You promise?
To help me God.
Okay. I yield
And
my
I don't
time.
promise, make a promise if I know I can't keep. But and I don't bid on anything I don't know.
Okay.
But
May I yield my time
is,
for the vote?
Okay. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Williams.
Both aye.
Trustee Brooks.
Both sides.
Trustee Jenkins Bell.
Votes aye.
Trustee Franklin.
Both sides.
Trustee Bolden.
Both sides.
Trustee McMullen.
Votes aye.
And Mayor Rudez.
Both sides.
Mr. Mayor, that's resolution R 2020-38.
Okay. Item E1D, resolution approving and authorizing the execution of a contract by and between the Village of University Park and Tobit Roofing and Construction Services, Inc. Roofing repair, fire station number 2. Is there a motion?
So move.
Moved by trustee Brooks,
Second.
Second.
second by trustee Bolden. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Williams,
Both sides.
trustee Brooks,
Both sides.
trustee Jenkins Bell,
Both sides.
trustee Franklin,
Both sides.
trustee Bolden,
Both sides.
trustee McMullen,
Both sides.
Mayor Rudez.
Both sides.
Mr. Mayor,
30-40.
that's R 38.
38. Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
I thought you said that's
sorry.
on 38. Excuse
It's
me.
39.
39.
All
Good
right.
luck, yes.
Thank you.
Mhm. Item E1E, resolution approving and authorizing the execution of a contract by and between the Village of University Park and Air Force Corporation for Farmview Road Resurfacing Project. Is there a motion?
So
So
move.
moved.
Moved by trustee Brooks,
Second.
second by trustee Jenkins. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Williams,
Both sides.
trustee Brooks,
Both sides.
trustee Jenkins Bell,
Both sides.
trustee Franklin,
Both sides.
trustee Bolden,
Both sides.
trustee McMullen,
Both sides.
Mayor Rudez.
Both sides.
Mr. Mayor, that's
That's
resolution 2020-40.
all right, thank you. Item E1F, resolution approving and authorizing the execution of a contract by and between the Village of University Park and the Able and Willing Plumbing for Old Forge Lane Drainage Project. Is there a motion?
So move.
Moved by trustee
Second.
Brooks, second by trustee Williams. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Williams,
Both sides.
trustee Brooks,
Both sides.
trustee Jenkins Bell,
Both sides.
trustee Franklin,
Both sides.
trustee Bolden,
Both sides.
trustee McMullen,
Both sides.
Mayor Rudez.
Both sides.
Mr. Mayor, that's 2020-41.
One. Okay. Item E1G, a resolution approving and authorizing the execution of an intergovernmental and subrecipient agreement by and between the Village of University Park and Cook County, Illinois. Additional funding, COVID-19. Is there a motion?
So move.
Moved by trustee Brooks, second
Second.
by trustee Bell Jenkins. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Williams,
Both sides.
trustee Brooks,
Both sides.
trustee Jenkins Bell,
Both sides.
trustee Franklin,
Both sides.
trustee Bolden,
Both sides.
trustee McMullen,
Both sides.
Mayor Rudez.
Both sides.
Mr. Mayor, that's resolution 2020-42.
43.
42.
42 was the last one, D.
Nope, the last one was 41.
Was 41.
41 was E1C.
1C?
That's
No.
what I,
No,
1E? No, E, I'm sorry.
It would have been G.
Oh,
So
G.
41,
G
E,
is 40.
E is 41. Okay, 41D is 40. 41E is 41. 41,
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
huh?
No, ma'am.
I messed up?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry.
No problem.
I stand corrected?
Just made a typo, trustee, that's all.
No problem.
Okay. Come on.
So what is this number, D?
42.
It's 42. So what is 40? I mean, what's that? E?
One F would be 41, trustee there.
Yes.
Okay, now what's the other one? 40?
Yep, we got 30. We started with 38.
And I'm so sorry. Something is wrong here. I'm not getting that. I'm getting. Okay, you remember when we was on the other side and we came back?
One B, Miss Trustee Williams, we'll start with 1B.
1B
is 37. 37.
Oh, 37.
Yeah. 1C
Okay.
is 38.
I got you.
Okay. You okay now?
Yes.
Okay.
I skipped the first one.
37, huh?
The very first one. Yeah.
Not a problem.
Sorry.
No problem.
All right. Item E1H. First reading only, an ordinance providing the annual budget for the fiscal year commencing May 1, 2020 and April 30th, 2021 for the village of University Park, Cook and Will counties. Is there a motion?
So
Moved by trustee Brooks, second by trustee Williams.
Okay.
Question.
Yeah.
Madam Village Manager, you can breathe. We ain't going long on this one. But I gotta ask you on these numbers. In July, I know you said the revenue would be 12.3 million. And I mean, the increase is almost about 5%. How are we justifying this revenue? I'm not finding it, but also let me say this. It is the first reading. We need to have this budget passed. So I am not voting no tonight. So I do want my answer because by the second.
I can tell you now, trustee. I can
Okay.
tell you. I got the figures already because I anticipated the question. What I did,
okay,
we worked on this budget. We physically worked on the budget. We went back. We had accounts payable. We had Jucelia to come up with actuals based on actual receipts of last year. And this is what we found. We found out that there was a substantial increase of the collection of permit fees. For example, Aqua Water. Last year, we got $45,000. This year, we actually, when I say this year, I mean actually it's last year. It's like, for example, 1920 is what we're looking at for the 2021 budget, just so you'll follow me. We found out actually, based on the prior year, we had received $45,000. Based on the immediate past year, we actually received $150,000. That's one example. NICOR, last year, the last year formulation of budgets, we only receive again slightly over $45,000. We calculated what we received up to the fiscal year ending 2020. We received actuals $260,000. Another prime examples, AT&T, there was a slight increase. To give you another example, rental inspection fees. Last year, we got approximately $42,000. Fiscal ending 2020, we had accumulated slightly over 100 grand. Building permit fees, we actually got $1.6 million. And these dollars are coming from constant inspections, constant finding people that are doing work without permits, issuing stop orders, making them get permit. It was a total of $1.6 million in 2019, 2020. Subcontractor fees, last year, we looked at slightly over $14,000. This year, we got actually slightly over $95,000. So trustee, what it did, it actually reduced the deficit. So we went in our initial estimation of our deficit.
You reduce the deficit of what?
It was initially, if you subtract, you do your math, it was $3,462,696 down to $2,118,245. So we had a deficit, a reduction of our deficit, that amount. And that's the only way that we're going to continue to reduce deficit. We're going to have to make some of these ordinances that you have on file. It's great to have the law, but if you don't enforce them, it does us no good. So we've been doing just that.
But then you have the expenditure though, which is you increased it like almost 4%. And then in July, the reason why I say that is that in July, the reason why the trustees did not pass this budget was that you counted on 12.3 million in revenue, and you were going to spend 15.9 in revenue. In expenditures. But then now you reintroduce it to the trustees. The trustees is looking at 14.4 million in revenue with a 16.5 expenditure, and actually you're not cutting, you actually increase your spending 4%. And I guess I gotta ask, what baffles me is that, has anybody taken a look at the 17-18 budget? Because even though we came in, when the mayor came in and the new board in 2019, and I'm looking at the expenditures here, that's a $4 million difference. I just don't understand. We supposed to bring in more revenue, but the spending supposed to stay where it's at so that we can bail ourselves out. And that's one reason why I raised all holy hell in what's this? Hold on, let me look at my notes. In the January meeting when we had to borrow up to 3 million, because we all know that the money runs out. So
okay.
How did we get to that point, Madam Village Manager?
Okay, I'm getting ready to tell you.
Up 4%.
First of all, the budget you submitted, the budget that I came in on, I had no way to do actuals in terms of checking. The budget that I came in on September 23rd did not have a carryover of the deficit. The deficit from prior years were not included as a part of that budget. It was not included. When I started
so we
going
were negligent?
Pardon me?
We were negligent in putting that in there?
Trustee,
come on, you're talking to
Trustee,
me.
I'm going to tell you again. I'm not going to use any adjectives, but I am going to tell you that the deficit had started, and the auditor came in and he had made it very clear. The deficit actually started from 2016 and worked its way up. You kept adding, and you kept adding, but you never did put it in the budget. You never did put that budget.
No, Mayor Rudez and them took care of that before he left. I can tell you that. Even though he's sitting right here, he took care of that before he left.
Listening to
everybody
me,
knows the story. He
Trustee.
Him and them 4 trustees took care of that. So I'm not.
I don't have any trustee.
They took care of that. I'm not even going. I don't want to hear. Mayor Rudez, you know y'all took care of that. We started on 0. I want to know how we get the 4 million. I'm not hearing that. In a minute, I'm with Shirley. I'm ready to go. I just need to know, how do we get the 4 million? Because when we get the second reading, it's going to get worse.
Okay, listen to me again. The second thing I made clear to you all when I brought this first budget in, and I told you that I was bringing the budget in and I was not making any changes because I needed for you to understand how department heads created their budget. I expected your response as not accepting that first reading. I made that very clear to the board and everybody got upset.
He
Not
did
everybody,
say that.
but I made it very
Yeah.
clear to you all. I didn't do any
Did. She said,
comparative
"This is their wish
analysis.
list."
I didn't bring any deficit over, whatever. I went back, I sat and I did my homework. This budget that you have today, and I have 4 separate budgets where I have progressively shown the cuts, but I involved each department head in these cuts, each department head. When I left you the first time, I went back to each department head. I had them to scrutinize their budgets. There were some department heads, they left kicking and screaming. Others, we found out that we were able to take dollars that were not utilized in one budget, put them in other budgets. We went through some transformation in this. Now, the department heads were actively involved in this. That is another issue that took place. We got department heads involved in this. This budget we have right now is probably one of the better budgets that have been developed through the years because we've used actual, I'm sorry, trustee, you're not agreeing, but I know what took place.
Miss E, hold on. Let's do this. You and I gonna have this fundamental agreement that in 2017, when that board left, that budget they left a blueprint, they left a budget. We all agree, number one, everything before that $39 million, that's the past. That's in the rearview mirror, okay? Right here and now, this village functions on a $8.5 million revenue, and we spend about $9 and $9.5 a year. How did we get that? We have an $8 million revenue. I can see if you push it up a little bit, because like I told you in February, this 2020, you gave us a balanced $11 million budget. And the village does not function like that. And we cannot function like that. Now, I can understand that if we had some of the revenue, we counted like anything dealing with the Amazon project would have been in this budget, I wouldn't have mind if it said 10 or 11. But you pushed it up to 14, and then you saying that we're gonna budget to spend 16. So Miss E, I don't know what the director's doing, but I'm gonna tell you as a legislator, when we finish, this is gonna be a balanced budget. If this should be my last run in office, it's gonna be balanced. They didn't
Trustee, let me tell you, and I'm gonna tell you from being in the business as long as I have, this is not going to be a balanced budget. Now, you may be having some wishful thinking. It didn't take one night to create this deficit, and Rome wasn't built in a day, and it's not going to take one budget to make it.
Not this, Miss E. I seen
Trustee, you playing with me now. Let's deal with reality.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and have the first reading.
Point, and I know what he's saying. But the budget is not going to be balanced, but we got as close as possible to anticipated revenues. Here's revenues.
Here's the thing.
And there is going to be a deficit.
How much of a deficit? Yeah, no more than 1.5. It shouldn't be.
All right, trustee.
It can't be no more than 1.5.
Let's
It
get
cannot
past the
be no
first
more than
meeting.
1.5 unless you have another answer. Am I
It's
right?
going to be more than 1.5 deficit. And you know
Then we-
why? You're looking at current, if we see, the problem is the deficit has not been carried over every year.
The
That is the
1.5.
problem, the correct. And if you really want to look at it, you need to look at those audits. And
I
the
did.
auditor kept telling you all, and I listened to him and I made my notes. He kept telling you.
Mayor, can
he
you help
kept
me and
telling
tell
you.
her that you said it would be 1.5 for at least 3-4 years?
Woo.
I'm acknowledging that. Mayor, can you please help me with this?
I tell you what I like to do. I like to just get this first reading passed and then start the
Oh,
process.
of course you want it passed, man, but
I mean, the first reading, and then you guys, we can work on other.
We know that it's gonna be 1.5. I got that much. But to sit here and anybody that looks at these numbers, I mean, somebody gonna say, I know University Park is not generating 14 million in the middle of COVID. It's virtually impossible. And then when you was in July, you said we was gonna generate 12 million. I'm just saying, Ms. E, I'm gonna give it to you tonight. The yes vote, but can you saying actuals, I want to see $14 million in revenue, in which I know it ain't true. Now, if you say we spend 16 million, then I'll believe you a little bit more, but
Okay,
I
listen.
still don't believe we spend that much money. I don't think we spend that much. Well, I don't know.
Trustee. Now,
Yes,
let me
ma'am.
just tell you this one thing. You can, budgets are not actuals, especially municipal budget. And if you think they are, then you and I both are dreaming. There has to be a process, a boilerplate process, or something for someone to go by. This budget is not an appropriation, but it's based on prior receipt of dollars. But the problem is, what happens if you don't get those dollars? You can't guarantee it. There is nothing guaranteed when it comes to municipal budget. Pardon me?
Why you didn't include the shortfall that most of the trustees know about? It's going to be a shortfall. That's why, because I don't know if the last time I see the tax was at 5 million.
Yes, look at this. Let me show you the shortfall. Maybe you're not understanding how this budget was developed. Like, for example, the impact fee was put in there, but it was also taken out. It's the process of the way this budget was developed. And you're talking in general terms, but yet you're trying to be specific. And it's just not going to work with it. What I just told you, the prior budget that I submitted, I had no idea about this additional money coming in. We only based the budget on estimated dollars that are expected from the prior years. But this year, what we did, we utilized the actual dollars that came in with anticipation at the rate of growth this year to get even increased dollars.
The rate of growth.
On,
how high is the rate of, how high was the rate of growth this year? Did you calculate that percentage?
How many what?
Did you calculate the percentage of the rate of growth this year?
Yes, that has been done, but I couldn't. We have, like I said, 4 to 5 businesses that are coming, and they're not TIF per se businesses.
But
they're going to be paying taxes. But they're going to be paying some reduced taxes, but they're going to be paying taxes, real taxes. So you have to look at those anticipated dollars, not those dollars that are in fact delayed because they're part of TIF. I'm looking at 1, 2, 3 businesses that are going to be paying real taxes, not TIF reduced taxes, but taxes. They're going to get reductions in their permit costs as a result of the enterprise zone, but their taxes are going to be different. So all I can tell you all is this budget, and we can sit here and argue all day, and then when it comes out on the end, I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. But budgets, no matter how you try to make it super real based on your concept. You're not gonna win this one,
You
Trustee.
already owe me a steak dinner. You told me this year that if the budget wasn't 11 million and we wouldn't have to borrow no money, you was gonna give me a steak dinner. Miss D got it in the minutes.
Excuse me, that we didn't have to borrow. I didn't intend to borrow.
I know you didn't.
Anyway, Trustee, so I didn't know you anything until we got here. We're finding out how we got here. Number one, the main one is these deficits were not carried over every year. That's emphatic. That's a fact. That is a fact. So you can take that and grill your steak with. I'm telling you, these deficits were not carried over every year. And that's it. And once you understand that, we can begin this, understand this budget process. Oh, no.
I tell you what.
And it depends on what kind of steak you get. And if you don't get a New York sirloin, you can forget it.
I tell
but
you
anyway,
what.
Back to what I'm telling you, Trustee. It's a deficit that has been carried every year. And it finally caught up with us. It caught up with us.
Well, how much is the deficit then, Miss E? You keep saying how much is the deficit. What is the deficit? What is the deficit?
Look in your two. Look in your
I'm not looking. You tell me.
You.
I'm your boss. You tell me how much is the deficit.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
No,
okay,
leave it alone, Miss E. Since you want to go there, how much is the deficit?
You're one of my bosses.
The deficit.
You
tell me how much is the deficit. You know good and well that this is not the deficit.
Trustee Brooks. Trustee Brooks.
It is not the deficit. It is not the deficit. You know good and well that you sitting here telling these people that we didn't carry over the deficit. That's a lie. That's a lie. You know it's a lie.
Trustee, make a call tomorrow.
That's it.
Make a call tomorrow. And I'm not lying. I don't call people lies. You just
then
call me a liar.
Me then?
You need to call Miss Cecilia Kelly. Call Miss Kelly tomorrow, Trustee. And I don't take well to calling people lies. Because as much as you may feel you've lied, I never called you a liar. I have never publicly called you a liar. And I'm not going to do that. And you're not going to allow me. I'm not going to fall to the level that you are. You're falling, Trustee. I'm not going to call you a lie. Regardless, I'm not going to call you a liar.
What level am I at?
Mayor, we need to relax.
I don't call people liars.
Mayor, we need to.
Ms. Neva.
Hello?
Yes.
No, we here. She don't have to mute, Mayor. She don't have to mute, but don't tell me that the deficit wasn't in there and tell me what type of damn steak I can get. Don't tell me. She didn't add it, Mayor. You know she didn't add it. I know she didn't add it.
All right, let's
Trustee.
Trustee, just
Trustee, look at the first budget. I did add it.
Listen, we're
Look
through
at
with
the
the
first
budget.
budget I gave you. Look at the first budget.
We're finished with it. We're finished with it. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Williams. Trustee Williams.
Mute me.
Pass.
The mayor called the order. Point of order. The mayor had called the question. Do not mute me again.
Trustee.
Nobody muted anybody according to what I'm looking at.
Nobody's muted.
Nobody was muted, Trustee.
I changed my mind. No. Votes no, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Jenkins Bell.
Votes aye.
Trustee Franklin.
Votes aye.
Trustee Bolden.
Aye.
I'm sorry.
Votes aye.
Trustee McMullen.
Votes no.
Mayor Rudez.
Votes aye.
Trustee Williams.
Votes aye.
Mr. Mayor, first reading passed, so now I can post for the public hearing.
All right. I'd like to have a motion.
They act a fool.
I'd like to have a motion to go into executive session for the purposes of village property sale and lease and personnel. Is there a motion?
So motion.
Second.
Who was the motioner?
It was motion.
Trustee Williams.
And McMullen.
Yes, and McMullen.
Claire.
Roll call.
Trustee Williams,
Both aye.
trustee Brooks,
Votes aye.
trustee Jenkins Bell,
Votes aye.
trustee Franklin,
Both side.
trustee Bolden,
Both aye.
trustee McMullen,
Votes aye.
and Mayor Rudez.
Vote aye. Now I've got a question. Now we're going to executive session. Do we stay here, or how do we go into executive session?
So Naya, do you have it so that we go into a breakout room, or do you have a separate link? How did you, because I didn't see a separate link, so I didn't know if you could do a breakout room for us or not.
I do have the breakout room ready.
Yeah.
All right, you are.
You go, girl.
Sorry about that. Had a learning curve. Okay.
That's okay. It's new for everyone.
Just let me know when you're ready to go.
I think we're ready now. So I
Yeah, we
think
are.
And will somebody communicate with me when you all are ready to come out?
I need a minute. Give me a minute to set up.
Yeah,
Finish.
well,
I'll
if
let
someone
you know.
has your
I'll let
if
it
someone
know.
has your cell phone, okay, great. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do we have to do?
Leave now.
So
Here.
no. You will get she'll put the trustees. Who do you want in close? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So what'll happen is that first we need to clarify who's going into closed session. If it's the trustees, the clerk, and the attorney is what I assume.
Yes.
And then she'll send us to a breakout room, and you'll actually see on your phone that you've been assigned to a breakout room. So you really don't have to do anything. Just follow the prompt that comes on your phone.
Okay.
On the monitor, on the
Okay.
tablet.
Yes, on your tablet. I'm sorry, I'm on my phone. You guys are on your tablet.
Oh, okay. I went to my phone.
Are we ready?
apologize.
Let me get my stuff set up.
The clerk is included in the mayor and the trustees?
Yes, yes, please. I believe so.
Okay, would you like me to start moving? Want me to start moving, you guys?
No, give me 1 second. Let me hook
Okay.
up a little apparatus.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, just take me a
Okay.
minute. Okay.
I think we're ready, Ms. Jenkins.
Ready, we're gonna try it. Here we go.
All right. Are we ready, Madam Clerk?
No, I don't think we're there. Are we in the breakout room yet?
No.
No.
Please don't. Give me a minute. Hold on.
Okay.
Attorney, they are starting to move. Miss E is the only one who's in the room by herself.
It
How do
should
you
get
know when-
okay. Now everyone should be getting. It says
Oh,
you'll get a
okay.
thing that says join
Yeah.
breakout room.
Miss E
Okay.
is not going, right? Is she going to that? Oh boy. Yep.